Simpsons Index, an online spreadsheet that is also a podcast. This is the podcast. Coming at you from SideQuest Studios, this is the Simpsons Index, episode 72. Hello, I'm your host, Elliot Jay O'Neill, and joining me this week is BT Calloway.
Hi.
And Jordan Frost.
Hello.
Weird intros, you guys. How are you doing, though?
I mean, there's only so many ways you could say hello.
Yeah, that's the last thing I think about as you start speaking. Yeah.
How do I say hello?
You have that moment of, oh no, he's going to ask me, and what do I have prepped? It's like we were in class, and you're like, everyone's reading out loud, so you read ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be my bit. Okay. And then they change it up, like, no, I was ready. Shit.
Well, in case you don't know what's about to happen to you, this is the podcast where we watch and review 3 episodes of The Simpsons at a time. But the catch is, each episode comes from a different decade. And starting out tonight, we did Season 27, Episode 16, The Marge-ian Chronicles. This was first released in March of 2016, and it was written by Brian Kelly. In this episode, Lisa signs up to join a SpaceX-style program to be one of the first colonists on Mars, and being concerned about this, but wanting to deter at the same time, Marge gets this harebrained scheme from Homer to also join and end up being really good at it, and Marge is also considered to go up into Mars. Anyway, decided to do this episode today because it does tie in heavily with like what SpaceX are up to, and even though they use a power port, which was Exploration Incorporated, I thought it was very relevant given the news this week, but I don't know how best to articulate what happened, so Jordan?
They done put a car in the space.
Yeah. Elon Musk fired his very first, it was a test flight, and that's why it was a Tesla Roadster, his Tesla Roadster, the very first Tesla Roadster ever made.
Wow.
Got fired into space. The good thing being is that the whole thing was that because he uses reusable rockets, it makes space a whole lot cheaper to go to. And so it's like he immediately began spruiking his packages. I think it's like to send like a small thing using the Falcon 9. I think it's $60 million. The Falcon Heavy, Falcon Heavy is I think like $100 and something million, but it's much cheaper than the like $500 million that like a NASA or a normal space corporation would use. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
And Elon likes to promote that he's using American materials, American workers and stuff, whereas NASA sort of over budget this stuff and like get most of their stuff from Russia as well. So like Elon's got a very good case for the private sector getting involved with space exploration. It's quite fascinating.
It's exciting.
One of the first real advancements in a very long time.
So given the relevance to what's been happening in this episode, thought it was a good time to do it. So anyway, guys, the Marge-ian Chronicles, what did you think?
I liked it more than the Musk Who Fell to Earth.
Okay.
To be fair, that's not hard.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what Elon Musk's achievements in life, he will always have a shitty Simpsons episode.
Yes.
Yeah, we've already reviewed that one, so like go back and check out our very scathing review of that.
Yeah, I'll say the third, pretty damn lame. It does improve slightly over time.
I got some genuine laughs out of it. Like
I got some chucks. Like I say, it gets good. We spend almost the entire first third on eggs. So, and they just kept going back to eggs, even though there were no more eggs jokes left to mine. You at home, think of an egg joke. Okay, that's it. That's all the jokes you have for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah. I will say this episode did a lot right, but it also not necessarily did a lot wrong, just did a lot lame, I think.
Yeah. It wasn't offensively bad.
No.
It was just a bit kind of, oh, come on.
BT, for better or worse, what is a joke that stood out to you?
I actually do quite like, in that first part that I was just making fun of, Homer does have a good line of, Marge is like, why do you always think about the things you don't have? And he goes, has anyone ever thought about the things they do have?
Yeah.
It's like, that's a good point. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably didn't need the extra button of him going around the table and Lisa going, not really, and then Maggie.
Yeah, it was better to leave it hanging on kind of the philosophical note of like, almost saying it to you at home. But you're like, oh yeah, I don't really think about, look at this. I've got this. This is good.
Yeah, it was just good wordplay as well. Like that was a fun like string of words that he said.
Called a sentence, I believe.
The brand new thing. Sentences.
Check it out now.
Get yours today.
Jordan, what's a joke that, for better or worse, stood out to you?
It was two lines that I liked. One was when they're going back to steal eggs for the second time, and they open the hatch, and Flanders is there with a flashlight, and like, the farmer! But Flanders goes, I'm going to enjoy finding it in my heart to forgive you.
Yeah.
So that was a perfect Flanders line. And the second one was, NASA would never have the guts to send a baby into space.
Yeah.
So they were quite good lines. I was like, yeah, good on you, H.T. Simpsons.
Yeah, I dug that. The joke that stood out to me, and it's going to also start into what story moment stood out to me, was this opening section with Flanders has got a chicken coop and Homer and Bart start stealing his eggs. And Flanders does have a really good line of don't let my feathery fellas ruffle your feathers, fella. Fuck.
Oh, wow, that is good.
Don't let my feathery fellas ruffle your feathers, fella.
Yeah.
And delivered in that joyful Flanders way. Again, this was just fun wordplay.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that bit.
Yeah, BT, what about, did you like this opening story bit, the eggs?
It just went on for a bit too much. Like, this is not where we're staying.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, where are we going? And it just kind of takes a little bit too long to get there. Another quick line I did like was when Homer finds out he has chickens, like, Flanders, you've had chickens since when? Oh, got them a couple of months ago. Well, I'm sick and tired. Time to get rid of them.
Yeah. I liked the point that Flanders had his own chickens to have his own eggs and showed, these ones are so much more orange, and like the way they were animated was beautiful.
Someone did put a lot of effort into animating eggs.
And then they're cracking open those yolks, and I was like,
picking over that.
Some eggs.
Yeah. They probably looked at a bunch of different egg samples and cooked them up and had a really delicious research session there.
Yep.
And it's like, if 4 out of 5 people aren't salivating by the animation of these eggs, we take it back and we do it again.
Yep. That's right. And then in contrast with their store-bought yellow eggs.
Yeah.
I thought this was a really clever thing, but then for me it took a nosedive when the Simpsons got their own chicken coop.
Yeah.
And then Lisa literally kind of slides in, is like, oh wow, home farming, well that's really good for your carbon footprint, or bad for it, I can't remember. It's like, she literally just skids in and gives this little line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're so cute.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like she would be opposed to them being in cages.
Yeah.
But I think she digs the ethical thing, but I'd liked how she sort of went, they're so cute. Again, showing Lisa is
As
still
being
a kid.
Yeah. But then Bart and Homer are like, oh no, the eggs don't taste as good unless we steal them, and they're doing heists.
And they're explaining that point. Like, it felt like they went over that same point 3 times in the dinner. And it's like, fuck, I know what you're projecting. Just shut up already.
Then they do a thing where they compare them side by side, and then it's like, well, we have to get rid of the chickens. And I was like, there's a long way to get to where we're going, but finally we're getting where we're going.
Yeah. Oh, and even then it still went via, let's go steal Flanders' eggs one more time, and the potato chip thing. And
I don't think that Flanders would really eat potato chips. I think, considering they eat unflavored ice cream and stuff.
And it wasn't effective product testing as well. What?
It's supposed to be a double blind.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, and then they do the whole steal Flanders' eggs thing again to get chased around by the hose. And no, it was just silliness.
Yeah.
I feel like it could have been worse, though.
It definitely could have.
Oh, yeah.
For one of the Simpsons irrelevant first acts, it wasn't the worst.
It wasn't dumbass Homer either.
No.
He
was
was
just greedy.
Yeah, he was surprisingly adept in this episode.
So, BT, for better or worse, what's the story moment that stood out to you?
Lisa decides she wants to go to the space program, and then Marge is obviously, saying, no, you can't. And then Homer gives her the idea of, no, you pretend you're okay with it, so she'll kind of burn herself out on the idea.
Yeah, so speaking of what you were just saying, Jordan, about Homer actually being kind of knowing in this episode, his whole leaning into the skid philosophy.
Yeah, and I think it's one that would definitely work.
So what do you reckon about that whole thing as kind of an anchor point for this episode that they kept coming back to, of Homer advising and guiding Marge throughout this?
I kind of feel like he's done enough of it that's the implication that he knows what to do, because he just kind of knows the laziest way to get through something. And then, I can imagine that.
Yeah.
I think as well, he's been punching above his weight for a long time.
Yeah.
He must have picked up a few tricks along the way.
Yeah.
There's this whole idea of men are from Mars, women are from Venus in this episode, I feel, because there's constant references to them, the male mind, or, you female participants, or whatever. It's this very battle of the sexes-esque thing kind of going on just in the back.
Yeah, it's weird, because I don't think he's being offensively sexist, but it is kind of, drawing those lines between male and female.
It's a little more opportunistic, I think.
Yeah, and I also find his attitude a bit patronizing.
Yeah, look, I don't know if it was meant to be. It does come across a little bit like that, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and think I'm giving a fictional character, Homer, the benefit of the doubt by thinking he's trying to say, look, in my experience, in this family, this is how I've best learned how to deal. Yeah, I don't think he was really trying to be patronizing or sexist or anything like that. It was just, hey, I've noticed this works.
Yeah.
And that just works
Use
on
it if
people
you want.
anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It does come across as a bit of a shame that he did sort of frame it as this the thing that you need to know about women, Marge.
Yeah.
You know? But Jordan, was there a story point that stood out to you for better or worse?
Yeah, I liked the idea that Marge was really good at being a colonist.
That was a
it.
turn I really didn't see coming, but they really make a lot of sense of it as well. So
Oh, they even give you instructions on how to clean this book binder.
Yeah. And I loved the line that you're just upset that I'm just as good at Mars as you, maybe even better. Like, you know, it's like a task. Like, I'm good at Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like this idea that, yeah, you would actually need someone who is very, like, thorough and really good and very precise and watching out for danger, and Marge is all of those things.
they do have a point where she says, when you're a parent, watching out for petty, tiny dangers that could become explosive is paranoia, but for Mars, it's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's true. Astronauts really have to worry about, like, every tiny detail.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea that at a point that she seems like she's starting to enjoy it.
Yeah, it's not just the misdirect anymore. It's
Yeah. You have fun with these procedures, whatever goes, oh, well, they won't be fun if you call them procedures, but if you think of them as chores, then they got a bit of a buzz. Like, yeah.
See, that's something that really picks me up about this episode. Marge is on top form. She's got her cute little Marge-isms. And as well, like, there was mention that she wanted to start a G-rated comedy club called Gentle Jollies.
Gentle Jollies.
That's freaking adorable.
Yeah.
Which I do love comes back on Mars later on. There is a Gentle Jollies.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, in the little establishing
post,
shot.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's very cute.
Yep.
Awesome. Marge got to Mars and she opened her little G-rated comedy club.
But yeah, you know that, yes, she is a housewife, homemaker. I don't know what the term is now.
I think homemaker's still fine.
Yeah, but she really relishes it. Like, she really loves it. So she's like, yeah, this is great and I love it. And yeah, I really enjoyed Marge in this episode.
Yeah. The people who were running it were recognizing how good she was at these tasks as well, I think was like really validating for her and nice to watch. And yeah, gave a good thing for Lisa to go, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
I'm the smart one here.
It's supposed to be my thing.
Yeah.
Play count. How many times before tonight have you seen this episode?
No, only this once.
Yeah, I've seen this about 3 times before.
Okay.
There's something that compels me about this episode, or did. I'm so on the fence about it now, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know which way I'm falling with this, but guys, can you tell me, ultimately, did this feel like an episode of The Simpsons?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Yeah. Lisa is the overachiever. She's very determined to kind of appear as smart as well. Like,
I mean, at least it's kind of done this before when they go to military school and she's like, oh no, I'm staying here. This is the challenge I've been looking for.
Yeah. And I kind of liked the back and forth when Homer and Lisa's head as the family first joined the space exploration.
When she figures
thing.
out what they're doing, it's like, okay, they're just doing this, so I'll get bored and quit. Like Homer's like, oh yeah, we're just going to keep this up until she gets bored and quit. Of course, all I have to do is wait him out and he'll quit first. I think I might quit soon.
Yeah.
And I do like, which one of these two guys do I quit to?
Yeah.
I did like that line, yeah.
So yeah, people were themselves in this episode, and the characters recognizing each other for themselves, I think, was important because Lisa and Marge were sort of in this little standoff to see who'll break first.
Yeah, it is interesting. This is the second time we've really seen them in a heavy standoff. First one being that comic book they drew together.
Oh yeah,
had a very similar. Then one of them gets a little bit more recognition than the other, and they kind of end up at odds. So that's interesting. It happens.
Yeah.
Lisa gets very, very competitive. Not just with Marge, but with her brother, with
Lisa's
other kids.
rival.
Yeah,
you know. I think it went. Yeah, anytime you become ostracized, you build your own little kingdom, and anytime anyone else steps in that little kingdom, people get defensive.
Yeah.
That's been one of the reoccurring flaws with Lisa's character over the years, is that she has a tendency to be way too proud as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a good character flaw to have, that she's queen of her own nerdy kingdom. Anyone else breaches that kingdom, it becomes a problem.
Absolutely. And yeah, she can get a real jealousy streak, as we saw with Lisa's rival. And
or when Maggie gets smart. Or
yeah, absolutely.
Or with the ice hockey as well. Like,
oh, definitely. So in these moments that tested the character, I can't say anyone was off.
No, I don't think so.
I did like how they established chronology as well. Like, Mr. Simpson, you've been an astronaut before. And
I nearly killed everyone.
Yeah.
What did you learn?
Yeah, lesson.
Lessons, I guess. It's such a Homer line as well.
It's such a palm off as well. Like, oh yeah, lots of lessons.
I sure learned those lessons.
Yeah. So let's talk about the wackiness in this episode. The fake rocket thing at the end.
That was, a lot of, oh, no, we're not doing this, and it came by.
Yeah, it was very poorly, for a big, wacky cartoon moment of we're launching a rocket, Marge and Lisa are going to Mars.
Yeah.
And then to bail out of it with such a lame excuse.
Yeah, and they almost get away with it by doubling down on the lame of, first of all, how are they supposed to go from be ready in 10 years to be ready on Thursday? How is that supposed to happen?
I liked the joke that there was a competing company that...
Yeah, but
and then they had a contract with their fig glutens that they had to be the first cookie in space.
Yep.
I liked that as an explanation.
Yeah, but even then it was okay, sure.
I think they could have still had Inspire the Next Generation, but I don't know, make it a bit something else. I don't know.
It was weird to have them say, we just had the shell of the rocket, so I didn't leave. Oh, our car wouldn't start. And it's but they both said they didn't want to do it at 10 seconds to launch, and you still went ahead with launch. That could have been your out.
Why weren't they already gone? And maybe you can create some drama that there's no communication with down at base, and then it turns out that no one's there because it's not going to happen. Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, would have been funny if the whole control bay was just gone. They're sitting in the rocket, it's counting down. They're saying, no, we want to leave. And it just keeps counting down, and then nothing happens. They get out, and there's no one in the control room. They're
there's just a note left, a poster just left on the big screen, like the big control or something, going, sorry, guys.
Didn't want you to be mad. Thought we'd leave before you found this.
Yeah, also taking some of this money with us.
Yeah. Thanks for everything. Okay, bye.
I do like at the very end how they've got all the excess supplies in the house, and they're just eating them.
Yeah.
Also because they don't call attention to it. It's just there.
Yep. Yeah, they got all the simmer sauces and stuff, which is a good upgrade because I saw earlier in the episode Marge was cooking with a product called food sauce.
Food sauce, yeah. That was just good signs in this one as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
Like when Lisa spreads out all these magazines, I didn't catch all of them, but one of them I saw which I really liked was Scientists, Mad Max too optimistic. It was,
That did feel like a bit of a screen pause moment. I liked one of the sponsors was Ashley Madden.
Oh,
a cross between Ashley Madison and Madden NFL.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So it's like a football player with his fingers up to his lips, shh. That's good. I kind of like that.
And I like the book Marge was reading when she talks about, as a mother, it's what you look out for anyway. So in Mars, it's necessary. And she goes back to reading a book called Terminal Events, Cannibalism to Cyanide Leak.
Yeah.
And it's that's just the C's.
Yeah.
And then you're going to go to all the rest of the alphabet.
Gotta be prepped for that cannibalism and cyanide leak.
They can happen in space.
And everything in between.
Yep.
Yeah, the other wacky moment for me was that the chickens kept coming up, but I did kind of like this.
Chickens in spacesuits. If anyone wants to know a way to buy heart, chickens in spacesuits.
It was super fucking cute.
But also because that's how we got there as well. Their whole thing was, we don't need these chickens anymore now that we don't want their eggs. So what are we going to do with them? Are we going to donate these people for science? And then that becomes the space center. So the fact that you see the chickens come back is kind of like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice touch, and they're all doing little funny things. Like they were having a jump gravity test at one point, and I think they were in the capsule with Marge and Lisa as well.
Yeah, there was 3 of them just trapped behind, and they kind of looking around, nervously, what's going on?
What the cuck is happening here? What the buck?
What the cluck?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, any other wacky moments?
When Homer needs to speak to Marge privately, he just grabs the rug she's standing on and pulls her away.
Yep, that was pretty good.
I think we've hit on this a little bit, but let's just go over it again. The heart of this episode. So this whole conflict between Lisa and Marge, but you also have this weird through line of Homer and Bart supporting them. And the scene in particular is the nodding and the saying, yes, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I like it, but I also think it is a little patronizing.
Well, no. See, the thing is, they exemplify perfect conflict resolution techniques. This is for anytime you've got an angry customer or anything.
Yep.
Listening back to them, repeating what they're saying, oh, I understand, and that must be really
frustrating for you.
Yeah.
I can see how that would be a problem.
Yeah. It's actually good techniques for conflict resolution and stuff. So I was like, Oh, yeah, they've studied hard. They've
Yeah,
done very
They've
well.
done some active listening and conflict resolution training.
Yeah, exactly. So, Homer, well done. You've actually resolved the situation very well.
And Bart as well, doing the exact same thing.
Well, he was coached.
Yeah. But then they have this moment together where they're playing catch and talking about how successful it was listening to them. And it was this really nice moment undercut by them going, I'm glad our relationship is based on physical abuse rather than emotional abuse.
Yeah, psychological abuse, yeah.
That really weird.
That was strange. Also because he calls it this listening trick that you taught me, like how it's like a con.
Yeah, that's kind of what I hate about this message, that it keeps sort of saying these things about supporting people so that they'll get bored of it and active listening to stop them yammering about their problems. It's coming in this framework of it being a trick.
Yeah.
It kind of is a trick because it works in that regard, but it's just that, being a good person, really, listening.
It's all about what you do with it.
And I guess, it isn't one way or the other. That's why I'm sort of talking, because it is kind of nuanced. It's not directly sexist or patronized or any bad or good.
You could have dodged it a bit more with a couple of lines. If they were just like, I'm glad we decided to stay out of this one. Thanks for the coaching so I wouldn't get involved, because effectively that's what they've done. They've not provided any feedback or advice. They've just listened and then left so they didn't have to be a part of it.
And then you're continuing this weird thing of Homer being like this mentor throughout this episode.
Just have Homer go, boy, your mother and sister are fighting now. We do not want to get a part of this because one of them is going to decide the other one is wrong and we're going to get caught in the fallout.
Yeah, coming back to that whole future jump scene at the end where Lisa is being comforted by the Nodbot.
Yeah. Which, as much as I enjoyed the callback, is a little bit like, women, you can shut them up with just a nodding robot.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's not fully hit. It feels like that's what they're kind of laying up. Also, was that 2051, that kind of head?
Yeah.
Lisa's in her 40s.
And still living at home. Well, I guess it's Mars. Not much of it is colonized yet.
So, my gosh. If you're not your own woman by 40.
I don't know if you could actually, that can be more of a Jordan Lane corner, but anyway, that's fine.
You can do that now if you like.
Okay, sure.
Corner.
They talk about if I want to colonize Venus, then I'm going to go. But you do not want to colonize Venus.
No.
It's like minus 200 degrees C on the dark side, or plus 400 degrees on the hot side, or something just unbearable that you do not want to get involved in.
I'm pretty sure we've not actually even seen the surface because it's so covered in deadly mists.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That sounds right. What we were saying before about the carbon footprint, Lisa's this is either increases or is worse or bad or whatever. She would know. Whether it's good or bad.
I feel like it's got to be a decrease as well.
Why would it be an increase? Because chicken poop's the only thing I could think of, and then you just use that as fertilizer.
Chicken farts.
Yeah.
Toxic chicken farts.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, so I don't know why it would be an increase.
Oh, wait, it's because chickens hate the planet and they just want to ruin it. So if the more chickens we have, the closer we get to doomsday.
Oh, maybe it's because when you farm chickens in small little batches, you've got to buy more stuff in bigger quantities or whatever. Whereas a big warehouse full of chickens, they can buy everything at a cheaper overall cost per chicken unit.
And keep an eye on the chickens to make sure they don't make any plans.
Exactly. Another one was Homer blows all the leaves off his 2 trees with the hammock into Flanders' yard, and then they're just gone. They're not in his yard anymore.
Yeah, that's a shame that wasn't called back to immediately. Because I don't know, I thought it was a pretty lame way to open the episode of the single leaf landing on Homer, him picking up the leaf blower which had Flanders' name on it, and then blowing the whole trees onto his yard.
Yeah.
And then, especially for those leaves not to be there at all. It was pointless.
You know what's faster? Homer's taking a nap in the, he's like, having a lazy Wednesday, whatever the hell, and then he starts to nod off, and then there's a chicken call from the other side. He's like, morning already.
Yeah,
and that's how you find out there's chickens and Biddy Bam Boom.
Any other anals?
Laramie sponsors their spacesuit.
That's kind of funny because you just couldn't have cigarettes in space, could you?
Until Laramie.
Well, I'm just pretty sure that cigarettes aren't allowed to sponsor anything anymore.
Yeah.
But I think there is something funny to that.
Oh, yeah.
That you couldn't spark up a durry in space.
Yeah.
Well, just oxygen supplied by Laramie.
Yeah. Now with more nicotine. But yes or no, would you watch this episode again?
There are space chickens in it. Don't know if there's anything else, because I feel like the conflict, it's interesting, but maybe a little too quickly dispelled. I
don't think anyone admitted they were wrong.
No.
But anyway, yes or no, would you watch this episode again?
It'll pass a hangover test. I don't think any other circumstance I would watch it.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like there's anything else to get from it.
I would. I quite enjoyed it. I think maybe again because my expectations were so low, but I was like, yeah, this is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, like I said, there's something that keeps compelling me with this episode, so I have seen it probably 4 times total. I'd probably watch it again, maybe in the context of a playlist, so we all might watch it again. What playlist does it belong in?
Simpsons
in Space!
Nice.
Working room. Laramie
sponsored events.
Yeah. Laramie sponsored events. Interesting playlist.
Marge Lisa's.
Yep, Marge Lisa conflicts, definitely.
Well, that's the thing. It's kind of the core conflict in the story, but we don't get too many scenes with just them, so...
No, that's true, but like you could pair this with
still would be,
the ones you mentioned before, and also the one with the angel comes to mind, where Marge and Lisa sort of have that religious conflict in that.
Yeah.
Homer understanding the dating/relationship world.
Pair that with the one where he's like, now remember, boy, women love compliments. They always want more. Yeah. They're like ravenous wolves.
Yeah.
You know anything else about women? No, that's it.
Yeah. I was always thinking about the women is a lot like a beer. You know.
Yeah.
Actually more like a refrigerator there. 7 feet tall.
350 pounds.
Yeah. So, guest stars of this episode.
Yeah, I feel like the two scientists.
Who were they?
They got
no one you'll know.
Really?
Okay.
They got too much attention to them for that, but all right.
Tom Schrapling.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. Tomo.
Old Schrappers.
Old mate. Your mate. And John Worster.
He ain't the worster I've seen.
Okay, well, John Worster, who was playing Barry in the episode, I don't know which one was which. He's the drummer for the Mountain Goats.
Oh, okay. Strange choice, but okay.
Yeah, he's done a bunch of other stuff, but he's mostly known for being a drummer. And Tom Schrapling, who played Paul, is the voice of Greg Universe from Steven Universe.
Okay.
All right.
Anyone watch that show? I don't know.
I've watched the first season. It's pretty good.
Who's Greg Universe?
Some guy. His dad, I guess.
Yeah, okay. And he was a writer and the executive producer for Monk.
Oh, right. I hated that show.
Really?
Well...
I didn't hate it any more than any other procedural.
I think just conceptually it annoyed the hell out of me. He's a detective, but an obsessive compulsive. And it's like, oh, really? How about you go fuck yourself?
He's got a mental illness, so we're going to make fun of him.
Yeah, how about you find a window and jump out of it?
Yeah.
So I thought they did a fine job.
Yeah.
They didn't sound removed from the Simpsons universe.
No, they sounded like the kind of like people that would be like, yeah, we're going to change the future. We're going to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
You know, TED Talk kind of dudes.
You know, I haven't seen this episode that much, so I'm probably wrong, but it didn't seem like they actually had many jokes.
There were a couple of little things there, like when they get rid of all the men out of the stuff. But then... yeah, there's a bunch of men in the final 10 as well,
Yeah, see, that was a confusing
strange
thing to me because that testing thing where they go, okay, the men, you were all disappointing, get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And then they cut to that press thing where there's guys there again. I found that, like, either I missed the explanation or it wasn't well explained.
Yeah. Also, the fact that, like, why would you pick people now for a mission 10 years in future when they might be dead by then or they might be crippled or whatever?
I liked some of the excuses for leaving. I'm still very much a raging alcoholic.
I just want to be a brave person who will go to Mars, not one that is going to go to Mars. Like, I feel like that's a lot of them.
Yeah, the one who hadn't used up all his like restaurant points yet. I was like, that would actually be me. I'd be like, no, wait, I still got like a few tickets at an event that I need to use.
I punched this loyalty card like 2 more times. I get a free meal at the Sizzler.
Yeah,
I didn't exchange for a 6-inch sub because I wanted a foot like I'm only 2 steps away.
I was thinking long term.
I liked that, but then, like, the guys leaving from the scene before where it was like Bart and Homer ran near Rule Castle Frink and that, and Bart just cuts open a slit. I don't know, this wasn't funny.
I did like Homer's line of, you're letting the Martians in. Like, it's just because I'm an idiot.
Oh, it's okay, I'll forgive you. You're allowed to like things.
Okay.
It's better than hating things.
Is it though?
Just as much as I liked where Marge had obviously done all the chores and everything, and so it had time to like cross stitch a little thing for the wall that said "Hab, sweet Hab."
Yeah,
not bad. There wasn't any musical moments in this, was there?
Oh, there was a sick burn on Jazz, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lisa's like, I can go to Mars and make sure Jazz is like the dominant music there. And Marge is like, well, it needs to be the dominant. What was the line exactly?
No. She said, like, I can make it the dominant on that planet. And he goes, yes, that's exactly where it belongs on the planet.
Burn,
Jazz. I will say, just from a music theory point of view, jazz is a dominant form of music.
Oh, get the fuck out of your own studio. Just come on.
No one wants a lesson.
Come on. I really tri-toned with that joke.
God damn it. Nice, you bastard.
Thank you.
Get a Pidgey out of here.
In a pinch, yeah.
Not bad. BT, what would you change about this episode?
I'd definitely either change completely or tighten up that beginning, because there's just so much talk about eggs for so long. And I go, I like eggs, but you were turning me on eggs.
And there was too much time spent on them trying to figure out that they liked something more because it tasted better when they stole it.
It just went on, and I was like, I know this isn't what the episode is going to be about. Get to the thing we're going to.
Don't do the science experiment. Just say, oh, it is better when they're stolen, and then then you've got enough room to have the opening instead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, then, have them watching TV, as the Simpsons are wont to do. They see a news report about this. Lisa's like, that's not far from us. Can we do a tour? And then when they're touring, she finds out they're hiring for the mission.
Yeah.
Boom. Fine.
Yep.
Done.
Clean and quick.
Anything else you'd change?
No, I mean, the plot does move pretty quickly after that point, so it doesn't really lag or anything. But maybe you have a bit more of the heart and a bit more of a realization of, why Lisa wants to stay rather than just, I'm 8 and shouldn't go to space because of course I shouldn't. That's insane.
Yeah.
But she's still totally okay with the idea of leaving forever. That part isn't gone. So maybe tie it back to, of course you'd miss them, but maybe a little bit more about needing them. Maybe have a thing that says, no, Mom, I need you in my life for another 10 years at least.
Yeah.
Something. Give me a little bit of a heart
That'd be really
moment.
sweet.
Yeah, just give me some hearts.
Absolutely. Jordan, what would you change?
I would have really liked when they're in the rocket, it's very sudden that they just flip to, I love you. And, I wanted to see more like, that bit in Almost Famous where they think the plane is going to crash and they're all like yelling and it gets really tense. Yeah. And then it levels out. I would have liked to have been like them getting really tense and like upping the ante and then like suddenly this really tense moment and then like, oh God, I don't want to do this and I love you and I'm sorry we've been fighting and I don't. Having something like that would have been a little bit more organic rather than the way it just unfolded where it was quite sudden and
it just stopped.
There was no motivation for it really. So yeah.
What would I change? Yeah, again, that egg bit. I would have just done something else besides the whole stolen equals taste better thing. And there were just screws to tighten up all over the place, especially because they had so much potential with this.
I just realized that you could cut that. There was that strange ad for Mars.
Yeah, that was
the
dumb.
weird video thing.
And how it kept coming back to the baby holding the ball, and then it
becomes
kept
a planet, and then it zooms out corporate logo style, and then comes back.
Does a bunch of the same pictures of the same thing, and then it's another baby taking the ball back out of the sky. I just didn't understand
what it was doing. It was this stupid, overthought out corporate
corporate video thing, but it was just like, okay, fine.
There was a good bit in that thing where they had like the submarine and then all the other
people,
canoe explorers and jungle explorers
were in
on
the submarine.
that.
I like that bit.
What else I'd change about? I would have actually given the guest characters a few more jokes or buttons or something because it just felt like the performance was all exposition. And then at the end, they had that moment where they were clearly allowed to riff in the studio. Just cut that the fuck out. None of that was funny.
Didn't add to anything.
No. And the only thing we got from that is those guys are going to be all right.
Yeah.
It was like, who were they?
No, absolutely. And especially because the ending didn't feel like they were trying to get away, that they were able to very comfortably escape.
Just casually walk out of this big scam.
Yeah.
Not scam, but failed adventure.
Absolutely. So this other ending scene had even less weight to it.
Have the cookie guys coming after them. It was like, we ordered first cookie in space. We're going to get the first cookie in space, capiche?
What the fig is wrong with you guys? Don't you know not to fig with us?
Go on, third one.
Newton.
We're going to give your ass such a gluten.
Hey.
Wait, that makes such little sense.
It really does.
You are gluten for punishment.
There we go. Thanks, man.
That's all right.
If you are gluten for punishment, I got the fig for you.
BT, any other notes before we rank this thing?
Forget about it. Sorry.
Forget about it.
Ooh. Yeah, how are they going to Mars with a crew of 2?
Forgot about the 3 chickens.
And the 3 chickens?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming that's a snack on the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and the other shitty part is when Homer just turns directly to camera and gives a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the thing that ruined the Gentle Jollies joke. That's
Yeah,
right.
because he's like, see how this technique works? And I was like, I just... Oh.
Another tick in the "this was patronizing" column.
Yeah.
And it was just a bad way to leave that joke. And
Absolutely.
no matter what, there's very, very rarely ever been a fourth wall break in The Simpsons that's been worth it. And that was just... Didn't even make sense why it was there. It was just, okay, sure.
All right, Jordan, any other notes?
I like the idea of, you're confined to this planet and its moon. Yeah.
Good way to ground someone.
Yeah.
No, it was just like a little sort of afterthought of Homer. Oh, I suppose the moon is fine.
Yeah. I would probably pay good money for a virtual hug machine.
That's very sad.
Yeah. Maybe there's a service or something where you like free downloadable hugs or something, and then you can just like plug it in and be like, this is a really comforting hug. I needed that right now.
Upload like celebrity hugs.
Oh, yeah.
Find out who's good at it.
Yeah, exactly. That's not a bad idea.
Get like celebrities to sit in that like ballistics gel or whatever to get the perfect contour.
Like a simulation thing that goes around their arms. This is how they normally do it. You could download it and be like, wow, Christina Aguilera, who would have thought?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sofia Vergara, I can't get around her waist because like she's too far away.
It's like, I feel like I'm missing the fun part of this.
Or like the Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he just crushes you to death. The idea of like, usually we just get high achievers, nerds, friendless middle children, and Lisa's face is like...
Direct camera to Lisa.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really funny bit.
Marge's mum's voice was...
Yeah, to me that was a bad joke as well. That was like... Think about it, Marge. Have you ever done something because someone told you not to? You can't marry Homer.
Yeah.
I really could have used almost anything other than that. It's just, it felt like the most obvious turn.
Yeah.
It really puts a damper on their relationship for this episode, which isn't what the episode is about. Just anything else. Have it be... She's in the supermarket and there's one sign that says, try Tide Pods. Not like that. And then the other one says, oh yeah, well how about you don't try Schmeckler Pods? She's like, I'm going to buy these ones. They try telling me what not to do. I don't know, something.
That would be all right. Even our robot arm gets bored and it throws a thing like, that's too Lorraine.
Yeah.
Like,
I love good robot arm jokes. Some of the best parts of the Iron Man movies.
Yep, exactly.
They're hilarious.
Iron Man movies. The plural isn't Iron Men movies. What did I do that for? Sorry.
The Iron Man movies.
Irons Man.
Well, it's time for Elliot's quick fire notes.
Launching in 3, 2, 1.
When the Simpsons do get the chickens and Homer gets out a knife, all right, now I'm going to cut these chickens open and scoop the eggs out. Yeah. He's already seen that from stealing Flanders eggs that you just take them from the thing.
I think he was impatient. He's like, they haven't laid anything yet, and then that's why Lisa...
He didn't say, I'm getting impatient.
No.
That would have saved it.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like his line, the follow-up line of, now, what lays bacon?
Yeah.
Like, that comes back to his previous stupidity. What about
pork
ham
chops?
or pork chops or bacon? Same animal, Dad.
Oh, yeah, Lisa.
A wonderful, magical animal.
Homer did this thing where he tasted the egg like it was wine.
Yeah, that was gross.
It's a funny bit, but they've done it before with Homer tasting a maple syrup in a previous episode. It was...
And it makes me think about gargling eggs, which makes my throat uncomfortable.
Yeah. Makes me feel a bit sick thinking about it. The way he like sucked it off the plate as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Marge's line of that makes me sad, Aniston's sad. It's just, come on, she's been through enough. Leave her alone.
Why kick her when she's down?
They're not saying she doesn't deserve to be happy. They're saying
she's
had it rough, and poor Jennifer Aniston with her millions and no love. No, sorry. I'm sorry, Jennifer.
And Jennifer's like, and all this money and I still can't get a hug machine.
Oh.
I like the idea that you download Jennifer Aniston for the hug machine. You're like, oh God, I need to find her. She needs help more than I do.
This is the saddest hug I've ever felt.
Oh, it's so needy. Oh my God. I imagine Tom Hanks would be a good hugger.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to think about who's the best.
John Goodman, for sure.
Oh, yeah, that's like a nice gentle berry hug.
Yeah.
That might even lift you up a little bit. You're like,
yeah.
I'm small again. All right, guys, that's the end of my notes. It is time to rank this thing. On the Simpsons Index, we rank using our 6-point scale, which starts down the bottom at failure. But maybe if the episode was just meh, you'll give it a participant. But if it's good, bronze, great, silver, excellent, gold, but for the best of the best, the ones that are out of this world! In space! You give those episodes cubic zirconia. Now, I'm going to go first. Let me show you how it's done. Look, I'm going to give this one a bronze, but I'm just saying in this podcast, asterisk, 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 only just. There was a lot that this episode did lamely, not necessarily wrong, but lame, and it could definitely be improved, but it just gets over the line for me. BT, what do you got?
I'm a few asterisks behind you. I am at a participant, but it's a high participant. Again, it does a lot of things right. It's just, I got some laughs, but didn't get some great ones. Got some decent story, but there's still room for improvement on that story. I mean, through talking through it, I'm like, oh, should I get it up to the bronze? But I just don't quite think I'm there, unfortunately. So, yeah, it's good, but I feel like I'm not really going to remember it, which is a shame. I'd like to remember some of these lines, but I won't.
Fair enough. Jordan, round us off.
I'm at a bronze, actually.
Yeah?
I'm a pretty happy bronze.
Just put a little happy bronze there, and that'll be our little secret.
I'm like, you know what? Again, I've said this a few times already, but I think I was going in thinking, is this going to be like a really shitty parody of The Martian or something?
Mm-hmm.
And I came out going, you know what? Some of the jokes quite good. They got a few like live snorts from me.
Oh, yeah?
Like, you know, actually made me expel air out of my mouth and not my nose.
Oh, thank God.
And
I wasn't thinking about your nose.
Oh, right. So, yeah, and I was quite happy, and I would watch it again. So, yeah, bronze.
All right, fair enough. Well, this will be a dull bronze all around. This will be joining other such episodes as one we reviewed last week, actually, Postcards from the Wedge. Also To Surveil with Love, Test Before Trying, Dark Night Court, Large Marge, Jazzy and the Pussycats, Name of the Grandfather When They Go to Ireland. Yeah, this feels about right.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, that does it for the HD era tonight. And now we're going all the way back to the teens for A Star Is Born Again. We'll be back.
Again.
Wow, wow.
And we are back, and we just watched our Teens Era episode for the evening, which was Season 14, Episode 13, A Star Is Born Again. This was first released in March of 2003, and it was also written by Brian Kelly, as well as the last episode. In this episode, a movie star comes to the Leftorium and takes a fancy to Ned Flanders. So, yeah, this movie star, Sarah Sloan, strikes up a relationship with Flanders, and they wrestle with the decision, does he move to Hollywood? Does she stay there? Does he have sex? Yeah, hold on. I don't know. Those are questions that come up, and they get answered in story format. This is a bad synopsis.
Yes.
Guys, what did you think?
It's a little joke heavy, but I think I quite like the story in this one.
Yeah?
It's okay.
Yeah, so we're continuing on. Last we met, we were talking heavily about Maud's death, and now we've sort of made that canon in the index, and we'll start out the questioning. One of the jokes that stood out to me was when Ned and Sarah are shopping, and he goes, oh, it's nice buying things for a woman again. Last thing I bought for a woman was a casket.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that joke. I thought it was...
Yeah, it's not what you're expecting from Flanders, but I do like it.
It seems so out of character, and it seems so kind of a disrespectful thing for him to say.
Yeah, I can get behind that. It's just, I don't know, maybe just because it's season 14 and they're 3 years past that initial more death that they feel like we can laugh again, even though they were laughing that very episode.
Thing is, like, I don't think Ned would joke about his wife's death like that.
Also, the last
so
thing
flippantly.
he bought for his wife was an amusement park.
Yeah.
Ah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
BT, is there a joke that stood out to you for better or worse?
Yeah, I actually quite like the Jellyfish Festival, which is kind of stupid but kind of great. And at the end of that, there's a little dance. They got the jazz singer, and it's just like when Ned is sad and leaving, and they're like, Nigel's like, oh, this is his first Jellyfish Festival alone. It's like, oh, it only gets worse from here. You've got the tongue kissing festival.
Yeah.
What was it?
Cinco de Ocho.
Cinco de Ocho.
Hobo
the Hobo Oscars. Day is just made for lovers.
Not loners, lovers.
Yeah, and then he's walking lonely along the street, gets hit by the newspaper. It's got lonely men die early.
Yeah.
Just really, it's like the opposite of when, Marge drives down a street which ironically tells her that why she should stay with Homer. This is just the mocking street.
Endless mocking. Jordan, is there a joke that stood out to you for better or worse?
Sorry, a joke that I didn't like, which was the thing where Sarah is, you're well built, you've got a mustache, and you're not gay. Yeah, I don't even eat vegetables over 2 inches long.
Yep.
I was going,
That was a line that happened.
Yeah.
You also know he doesn't like foot-long hot dogs, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Both meat and vegetables have their size limits for him.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, it seems really... this was season 14, so this is what, 2005?
2003.
3, okay. I guess people were still kind of making gay jokes.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. You watch it now and I'm like, oh, that's a bit uncomfortable. I don't really like that one.
It is, and it's sort of... We're seeing this version of Ned's Christianity, which is, like, got the homophobic elements.
Yeah.
That he automatically votes Republican. He talks about how we stole the 2000 election at one
very
point.
strange.
That was about M&Ms.
I did love Homer's follow-up line, don't blame me, I voted for the green M&M.
You've told me in the past as well that it gets a lot worse as
Yeah.
well as
Ooh, yeah.
time.
He gets, like, very Westboro Baptist Church at one
Yeah,
point.
that's not
but
good.
Yeah, to be fair, he doesn't say he does it for religious purposes. He just says he doesn't. But you can kind of...
Because he's uncomfortable with the idea that he's got a fork full of carrot that looks too phallic heading towards his mouth.
Yeah, it's going to be, nope, that's going to turn me queer.
Yeah. As well as the movie poster for My Best Friend's Gay Baby.
Yeah,
that was weird.
That
very
was
strange. I feel like they were trying to say that, you know, she's in a lot of like
trashy kind of 90s-esque comedies like that, yeah.
But the fact where it's got like a baby like standing there with like the full body harness on and
Yeah,
like the leather underwear and
that thing with the straps that come to that kinky ring in the center that I guess you hang off from the roof.
Harness? What is that called?
It's just a harness.
Fetish? Yeah. Fetish people right in.
Look, I think the thing is it was just like, yeah, we've got to make this baby look as stereotypically gay, and they didn't go with the camp way. They went with the real like full bondage way. I don't think that was necessary.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable.
Yeah, and it's a shame because there were so many ways to do that campy comedy movie that she's in. Like, I don't know, from Seinfeld, Sack Lunch. Like, do you think they shrank them down or that's a really big bag?
But then they follow that immediately with the Irish stereotype, which you're qualified to comment on, sir.
Oh, yeah, just so massively offended by this one.
Oh, sure you do. Wait.
I like it. That line is just always stuck in my head. Oh, sure you do, and I'm going apple picking with Scooby-Doo.
I've lived in the same house as you for a long time. I've never once heard you go, embrace your heritage, man.
I've been the self-hating Irishman for as long as I can remember.
So Irish.
Does that mean you should be like both getting drunk of different spirits?
Yeah, I should be like neck deep in moonshine, technically.
Yeah, well,
embracing my heritage.
Oh no, I was thinking of Calloway. Isn't that a Scottish name?
No, actually, it's
isn't it?
I mean, probably if you go back far enough.
Yeah.
Different spelling of Callaway's, the golf club. I have terrifying Cherokee Indian on my side.
Yeah.
I'll show you a photo. You will immediately want to punish yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't mind. This weird Irish guard character does come up a couple of times in the teens. We'll keep an eye out for him. We'll make a playlist around him.
From memory, he never really sticks around long enough to do anything other than, sure you do.
Yeah, it's always a line followed by hoy, 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 hoy.
Yeah, he's kind of just punchline. He's not anything else. Especially because it's just to undermine other characters. I kind of like that as a setup.
So story moments. BT, what from the story stood out to you?
I actually kind of like their whole dating montage. Well, not montage, there's a couple of scenes. But you kind of get the sense that, this kind of Hollywood style, I would really enjoy Ned's kind of down-to-earthness. He doesn't know who she is, so he's not dating us because he's starstruck. And I think it's actually pretty believable, so I buy into it pretty well. And
that she's attracted to him because she reminds him of her where she grew
her
up.
upbringing, and, and he's just not a phony person. Everything he is very, he's not afraid to be upfront about.
And he's not a creeper as well, like a lot of the men in Springfield are.
I do like Lenny's beers. Can I get an autograph? Oh, yeah, sure. And can I press this plaster cast against your boob?
Yeah.
Now you're the worst. Yeah.
I did love the way that scene unfolded as well. Lenny tripping over his words. Oh, I'm going to send this straight to eBay. No, I'm going to put it on my wall, which I'll then sell on eBay. Jordan, what's a moment from the story that stood out to you?
I think that stood out to me, despite the Bible verse or whatever, just, telling him that he could, I don't believe that Ned really would have sex outdoors with a woman that he wasn't married to, that he'd met a week beforehand.
No, and I got to agree with you when he'd obviously spent a long time justifying it, trying to find all the Bible verses, but then the next morning he goes, that's my deal, you get one free scoop, and it's like, no, that was never your deal.
No.
You're just like justifying now that you've crossed the line.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure there are some sects sects, sects, that
Offer a try before you buy scenario? Or
no, that basically say once you're married and you've lost the virginity, once it's gone, if that person is then out of your life due to death, you are just open season.
Really?
You can just burn around if you feel like it.
Maybe. I felt it was really out of character for him. You'd have to rewrite other parts of the episode, but if it was like he worked up the courage to kiss her or did something just like very charming and Ned-like, kind of like with the singer in the previous one. Like
they kind of do that a bit when he's like, "Oh, there's something I wanted to do all night," and just hold your hand.
Yeah,
a little bit. I think because she's a lot more forward. It probably would have been better to have this be a point of contention a bit more.
Yeah, and maybe that could be the point of like that's why they split up, because look, I really love you. I can't do it without commitment or something from you. Or
something like that. It'd be a very different turn, but hey, it'd be one that might be worth exploring.
Yeah, it's sort of something that they were hinting at, and I think they tried to contrast it with after they broke up, she got a quickie wedding to Bob Balaban and then a quickie divorce as well.
Yeah.
You know what they say about Bob Balaban?
Yeah. Ooh.
Also, his name is fun to say.
Bob Balaban.
Bob Balaban.
Robert Balaban. No, I am Bob Balaban.
Bob Balaban's Ballad Band.
Yes!
I'm writing that down.
Ballet band?
Ballad band.
Oh, ballad band.
They only sing ballads. Bob Balaban ballad. It's fucking hard.
Bob Balaban's ballad band ballot.
Wow. Yep.
So yeah, I thought that was a good contrast, and I guess you're right that they didn't hit on that enough. In this way, she's sort of hinting towards it and acting out frustrations in other ways.
Maybe, but I think everything presented with her being a bit more forward here is the kind of the way a person would naturally do it. It's not like she tried to jump him on the first date. It's just like, a little bit flirtatious after he helps her out on the movie set. It's like, the public may not get to see me naked, but you might.
Yeah.
Also, don't talk to your lover like that.
Like Marge.
I've got a little too much phlegm, and I went for a hushed whisper, and instead I got a little bit Gollum.
I'm going to take you home tonight, precious.
Valentine's Day is coming up. So.
Treat your lover to something precious.
Filthy officers.
So, play count. How many times before tonight do you think you've seen this episode?
I don't know, like 3.
Yeah?
I'm pretty certain I haven't seen it before.
Oh, really? First time? I've actually seen this probably 20 or 30 times.
Okay.
This was on one of my VHS tapes of The Simpsons on my Stoner mix with Simpsons Tall Tales and the one where Maggie's really smart and Lisa's jealous of her. I can even picture the little label I made for this one. This is one that I've seen a lot. But ultimately, did this one feel like an episode of The Simpsons?
It's an episode that's more focused on its B characters. You don't get a lot of the main Simpsons core.
Yep.
Yeah.
They kind of drift in and out, actually. There's a really kind of slightly awkward scene where they show over the Quickie Mart, and Bart's like, well, it isn't boy toy Ned Flanders, his arm candy Sarah Sloane.
Yeah.
This is this little, right?
Yeah, I think they were doing that as a knowing joke, but it also doesn't sit with me because they just had dinner with them.
Yeah, it's a weird little... Although, that same scene, I do like Marge invites her to the book club and Mo's in the freezer like, all right, Sarah Sloane to attend all-girl book club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was good because,
Sorry, my apologies. It is girl-on-girl book club.
Girl-on-girl book club.
That was funny because, that was the second time Mo sort of snuck in somewhere to try and get the hot scoop for the World Weekly News.
Yeah, I like it.
I thought you were going to hate it because I thought you were going to remind it, it's us, the Simpson family from that. Yeah.
Well, that's what I hated about it.
Yeah.
Which is very announcing things.
What are you doing in the Queen?
Sarah Sloane, what are you doing in Springfield?
Let's say the characters' names again. And look, I got to say, I thought they were doing it knowing, but I didn't like it either.
Yeah, it'd be like for the middle of this. So, Elliot, what do you think about this podcast where we rate and review Simpsons episodes?
Well, if my name isn't Elliot Jay O'Neill, this is... Yeah. But I found this episode refreshing because it was showing Ned moving on at a time when he's ready.
Yeah.
But also, I do agree with you integrity-wise. I just don't think he would have slept with her.
Yeah. She was lovely, though. She's listening to his kids and you're jamming.
Oh, she's a swear.
I got some strange swear words because what was the other one? I hope you don't mind my language, but I'm one happy camper.
Yeah. That was so cute, Ned, though. But how about the wackiness of this episode? Were there any particularly wacky moments, cartoony things?
I do like Marge playing Sunblock to Maggie.
Oh, that was great. Just one big clump. Think she needs a diaper change.
Well, not happening today. Ralph is dead.
Yep, Ralph is very dead.
What do those jellyfish do?
He can still talk. He's just physically paralyzed, apparently.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's okay. He's going to Africa to see lions and giraffes and monkeys and Santa. And sorry, this is one of my Ralph lines throughout the years.
Skinner just has his tape of wedding songs just in his back pocket at all times, ready to go.
I like to think he got them from a garage sale, and like the label was free wedding songs as well. What tape is this?
Free wedding songs.
Yeah.
There's a great little bit, and you really enjoyed it as well. So the caterpillar.
Oh, definitely. I
Yeah.
made you guys rewinded this to watch it again. This is so good, and everyone knows it. I'm going to GIF it and post it to the social media pages like 20 times because this is the peak of comedy right here, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a big call.
They're coming from Act 2. Little caterpillar's crawling up Homer's chest. He's having to sleep on the hammock. There's little caterpillar's crawling up his chest and then crawls in his mouth. And then Homer wakes up, coughs, and a butterfly comes out. It's perfect. It is
pretty
so fucking perfect.
Other wacky moments, the paparazzi just fucking destroy Ned's house.
Yeah.
I do like as they're taking photos of all like the broken vases and stuff, they're like, concoct more lies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I loved this, mostly because I fucking hate paparazzi. They should honestly get a real job. But I thought they did a really good job of skewing them in this episode.
Yeah.
With both that scene at Flanders' house and then the following one at the Simpsons.
Oh, what were their following scare share?
Oh, the Scarecrow.
The Scarecrow, that's
I
it.
do love that now in context, the line of, do you know your daughter's gay?
Yeah.
Is especially kind of like, because Chaz, transitioned.
Oh,
okay.
is that
I
a
didn't know
fact?
any of these things.
Yeah, Chaz Bono, his
Yeah.
show's son, yeah.
Okay, so this episode's about Ned's new relationship. How did they go with the heart in this one?
Pretty well. Like I said, I think we've covered kind of the ending, which is really the weak bit. But I do like his warming to her and the fact the relationship kind of makes sense. And when she says, oh, do you want to come to Hollywood? And I do like his vision of Hollywood, just
Yeah.
terror.
Holly weird.
And the fact that Adult Situations has its own star on the Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
And godlessness and drug use.
While I was looking at that, godliness, drug news, I was thinking of SBS, that guy doing the warnings for this
It
contains
Yeah.
adult situations.
Definitely. Is that the same guy who does gay adult matchmaker?
I'm pretty sure it is. It's a very signature voice.
Bears and twinks.
Chubs.
Daddies.
Yeah.
I remember watching that and just going, what the fuck is going on?
I was like, it's only 11 p.m. Should I be watching this? I'm like, but hey, it added a lot of words to your vocab.
Hey,
I learned a lot of things.
We all learned something about the gay community from that.
So the heart.
Let's move right along.
Yeah, I thought that was good, and the way that she compromised for him then and said, yep, that's it, I'm staying here.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a lot very suddenly.
you could
but-
argue that, but I think that it rolled on pretty naturally.
Yeah, and it also seems like she's probably a big enough star that she could afford to just fly from Hollywood to
Yep.
Springfield if she needed to, wherever Springfield may be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what comes to mind is the scene where Ned stands up for her at the movie filming. I think that was an important piece of like their relationship building up.
Yeah.
And even though like it was still pretty funny her arguing with the director, no nudity, fine, but you got to kiss a woman.
But like before that, they've got Catherine Hepburn never showed her breasts. There's still time.
Yeah.
Like he's got like a movie in the back burner ready to go.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you never know.
I did, like that. Now we're going to change that woman to a man and the kiss to Scrabble. Like, oh, Ned.
The Zookeeper's Wife is shaping up to be a really weird, dull movie.
Yeah. Probably going to be at least better than My Best Friend's Gay Baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, it wasn't super heartfelt. I got to say, most of the heart was, like, at the beginning, it showing Ned's loneliness.
Yeah, for sure.
It was just really nice, I guess, because like she got to be normal and he
Yep.
got to have someone who
Yeah.
really appreciated for him who he was, rather than
That's true.
I don't know if that relationship would work long term, like whether they'd really be happy and whether she'd really be happy and whether she'd grow bored of this kind of.
Well, they were happy in the moment, and what else can you really expect from anything?
Yeah.
They'll always have the lupus fun run.
Yeah.
Yep.
Haha, spot lupus. I will say, though, she does seem fickle. And her quickie wedding to Bob Balaban highlights this, that she was just in the moment then with Flanders, and she could see herself doing that in the moment.
I like to chalk it up as a win for Flanders, quite frankly.
Oh, definitely. It shows him moving on. He's getting back out there, and he's getting freaky.
Okay.
But yes or no, would you watch this episode again?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah, me too. We're watching it again. What playlist are we putting again?
Flanders is a scissors.
Flanders'
Yeah, Flanders'
specifically
love life.
Yeah, specifically Flanders dating. Movie stars in Springfield, I guess. I don't know.
Leptorium episodes.
Yeah.
Jellyfish.
Quimby making announcements at the beach.
Yep.
Because there's the one where he opens the beach up and everything. And
Or the one where he's like, due to the crisis in Springfield, I've decided to cancel my trip to the Bahamas. It kind of pans out and there's a cutout of the mayor's office.
Little appearances of Clancy and Sarah's relationship.
Yeah,
that was
actually
really very strange.
I loved it.
You're as beautiful as the day I arrested you.
Oh, Clancy.
I planted that crystal meth. I just wanted to meet you.
I was so shy.
Would she really be okay with that?
Obviously, yes.
They're together now.
Okay, I guess so. Australia shout-outs.
Oh, was there?
They said, like, I'm using, like, premium Sandcastle magazine's ideas or whatever, and on the picture is the Opera House.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and then Bart is, like, Bad Boys Review, and it's, like, kicking over the exact same Sandcastle with the same girl on it.
Yeah, I like to imagine that this magazine is so cheap that they were like, no, we're doing the same photo shoot for our two different
owned
publications.
by the same company. It just makes sense.
Exactly.
Oh, episodes where the producers/writers make an appearance.
Oh, that's right. And we can jump right into the guest stars of this episode. So, jumping on what you said, Jordan, James L. Brooks played himself in this episode.
Oh, so it was actually him talking as well. Okay.
Yep. And the funny thing is, in the end credits, he was credited as Jim Brooks. And in the episode...
Can I call you Jim? James L. Brooks is fine.
Yeah. Do you want some of this cake? Oh, sure.
It's a brandy glaze.
No! Yeah, I thought Jimmy L. Brooksy-ho did a good job in this one.
That's what he likes to be called.
Yeah. Call him that. Email it, tweet it to him right now. But James L. Brooks, like, if you get a chance, you guys and listeners at home, read up on him. Like, because he had a big hand in lots of TV. Like, Mary Tyler Moore, Taxi, The Simpsons, like, the list goes on. Like, James deserves to be well-respected producer.
That's why you call him James L. Brooks and not Jim.
No, you call him Mr. Brooks.
Yeah.
So he did a good job in this episode. Helen Fielding, what do you guys think of her appearance?
I do have a weakness for just wacky being chased by Bobby scenes.
You like a bit of Benny Hill
yeah,
referencing?
That said, this one is a bit, but I love the Benny Hill chase bit. It's a good bit.
I don't like either of them. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
I get what they're going for, like, because they're making fun of British humor often being like, it's much more sophisticated and everything else. And that's like that running gag between American humor versus British humor, which as Australians makes no sense, I think, because we grew up, I think, with both.
Yeah.
And we can appreciate both.
Yeah, I think we have that strength.
And it seems
nice.
dumb. It's like asking, do you like chocolate or strawberry ice cream?
Sure.
Like, one's always better. No.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I liked her appearance and I thought she did a good job as a voice actor. But I think what bugged me about is the way that it rolled out is that just after we had that Quickie Mart scene where they're like, what are you doing here, Ned Flanders and Sarah Sloane? Then we have this book club scene where they're like reading Bridget Jones's diary and they all reveal that they didn't
I do like the
read.
line of, let's go around the room and analyze why we didn't read it.
Yeah, because I've never been a part of one, but I imagine that's what book clubs are like.
Yeah,
just,
sometimes.
Where's the margaritas?
We were a part of one and we fucking read the goddamn books.
Yeah. Until the end when, like, we started not reading them and then we're like...
Because people pick shit ones.
Yeah.
And then,
But then... Like, I loved all that, who wants margaritas, and, my friends are dead, and all those lines were great, but then, guys, I invited the author, Helen Fielding. Like, again, that was so, this is our guest star.
Yeah.
It was just a badly written introduction, but I liked her performance. It was just a shame that they reduced it to, she's English, let's do a Benny Hill thing.
Waka, waka, waka. Yeah.
I don't think there was any need to bring it back at the end either.
No, it felt like they couldn't think of any other way out of here, and so that's what they did.
I totally agree. And the other guest star, do you guys know who played Sarah Sloane?
I've no
Marissa
idea.
Tomei.
Marissa Tomei, who I've
Yeah.
just fallen in love with all over again this decade.
Well, she's Aunt May now, so that's
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sexy Aunt May.
It's a weird feeling.
I
Someone
know.
who grew up reading the comics when Aunt May's like this 70-year-old woman, and now
I
it's
know,
like
and especially the other Spider-Man movies. I mean,
Sally Field and...
You're thinking of, like, Tobey Maguire, Aunt May,
yeah.
who is...
much more close to the comics, but yeah.
But yeah, and Marissa Tomei, like, I think she's just had a second life in this decade
Yeah,
with
this
this and The Wrestler.
The Wrestler was a big comeback, and yeah.
So yeah, just a lot of love for her, and I thought she did fine in this performance.
He didn't really get any big moments to really land anything huge.
But I've brought this up before. I think it's tricky for actual movie and TV stars to come into voice acting
Yeah.
and hit the right amount of performing.
please, Elliot, she's an Oscar winner.
And
we can't expect the highest of highs from Oscar winners.
Yeah,
that's true.
Also, banging an Oscar winner is on my bucket list. Marissa, call me.
there's probably a bunch of cinematographers.
I know. That's where you start aiming there at the technical awards. Start moving your way up. But hey,
Makeup artists, hey, it still counts.
Damn it. I limited myself. I put EGOT winner on my bucket list.
Oh, wow. How many female EGOT winners are there even?
Oprah?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
Okay, so those were the guest stars. There weren't any musical moments, were there?
Just the Benny Hill theme.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. That song. The Jellyfish song.
Yeah.
I really loved it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I thought it was like, I could see like Harry Connick Jr. singing it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's one of those songs. It was like a little bit silly, but I thought it was like, they could swing to it.
I thought it was just a really long way for them to have the rhyme, and then you paralyzed my tongue.
Yeah, because other things are going on while it happens. It's not like they're grinding to a halt to make you listen to it.
Yeah, it was
You've got
just
the
in the
panning
background.
shot of the dance and everything. And
Yeah.
Also because I liked the preceding rhyme to it, which is like, I'm sure that's in another song, like a Michael Bublé song, and then where it said right away I was stung.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's really specific about jellyfish and like, I fell in love with you and now I'm left with this goo.
I do
and
I think playing over the credits, yeah.
All right,
But
I
then
missed
the
that one.
tide came up and all I hold is goo.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are kind of me selling me on it, and I will admit, I was singing it between walking from the TV to this room.
It's fun.
Jellyfish. BT, do you have any final notes before we rank this thing?
I sure do. I do like the little thought bubble of the sexy Bible.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, no, just think of the Bible. It just starts off being holy and then slowly undoes its little tassel and kind of throws that away.
And it starts twirling the bookmark ribbon.
Yeah.
Starts opening the book a little. So, ooh, do you want to see some Psalms?
Yeah. I like that bit. When Homer picks up the phone, it's like, who's this? The tabloids? Is that a really strong mint?
Yeah. Nice.
I liked that scene. That was awesome, dumb Homer, one-sided phone call, lots of great material going on.
Yeah, like one of those.
there.
It does sound like Altoid, you're right.
Yeah.
And my last note is, again, a great little sign background gag. So when Ned's in the leftorium, you can see another shop which is called Something Wicker This Way Comes.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Hey, that is an excellent name for a wicker store.
And they did have some continuity with the I Can't Believe It's a Law Firm as well, and all those
Oh,
still
really?
in the background too.
Little Lionel Hutz tribute.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Jordan, do you have any other notes?
Ned was talking to Captain McAllister and thought he was coming on to him, and he's like, I don't do that on land, and kind of stereotype gay sailors. Wah wah. Yeah,
that didn't land for me.
Yeah. Oh, I had a couple of anal corners. Sorry.
Jordan's
Anal Corner!
Yeah?
He's like, I've got appointment with two lovelies or something. I can't remember the exact.
I've got a date with some twins.
Yeah, that's right.
Federal and state tax forms.
We all know that he does his taxes
ASAP.
the night that you can do them.
And this is the third Tuesday of May sweeps. This is actually getting pretty close to tax time.
Maybe it's like the next year's tax.
Well, maybe he's getting in even early. Would Ned know America songs?
Yeah, because he does parody Horse with No Name.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe they're a classic.
Another musical moment for this, and I love this.
Yeah.
I thought this was such a Neddy sort of parody of this.
I got a date with a girl with no name.
Sure feels good to be back in the game at dessert. Maybe I can ask her name, because I can't pray for her without the right name.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what happened here, but there was like a bit where they insinuated that Skinner's mother is like good to go.
Yeah.
They've done that a few times.
Yeah, Ned is like, I'm seeing a woman, and Homer's like, oh, is it Skinner's mother? Oh, babe. What?
Yeah, this is really strange.
I mean, I know you like blue-haired women, but Agnes, come on, she's got like that real washed-out purple thing going on.
It's all about how you sell it, man. It's got to be like, candy dish, $90.
I do like I'm dating a movie star. I'm no Arthur Miller or Lyle Lovett, who were respectively Marilyn Monroe and Julia Roberts' former spouses.
Oh, okay.
But Arthur Miller was also a famous playwright known for writing The Crucible, and Lyle Lovett is like a country singer. also famous in his own right.
Oh, wow.
I did like the wordplay of, the men I'm dating are always wanting to talk about their Botox or Tybo or Xbox.
That was excellent.
Yeah.
And this one reminds me of, Lisa, how do you relax? Tai Chi, chai tea. I love puns and wordplay.
It's delightful.
The line that kind of grossed me out was like, oh, I'm going to be tasting you and my mustache for a week.
Want to try for a month?
Yeah, it was like, ew.
See, at that moment, I thought she was going to push Ned's head down.
Oh, wow. Elliot Jay O'Neill.
That's my name, and I'm the host of The Simpsons Index, the podcast where...
I'm trying to write, I've got a note that says, planning to kill.
When the paparazzi kicked down the door and they're like, are you going to kill Silver like you killed your previous wife?
That was the
one.
line I was trying to think of. Yeah,
that was the bad Maud joke,
To be fair, that's the paparazzi, and that feels like that kind of thing they would concoct to go, this man's wife died under unusual circumstances. Now he's dating a movie star. What's his plan for her?
Yeah.
That's a good point. It's still unsettling to
It's
hear,
unsettling, but it's coming from a source where it makes more sense to be unsettling.
Yeah, okay, I'll pay that. And in that same moment, it's so unnecessary, but Cletus goes, your carpet feels good under my toes.
I kind of like that, all these paparazzi have bursted for a story, and he's just like almost following the crowd.
Yeah.
He's like, but he's going to report on this carpet.
But he's got his little pork pie hat with the
Press,
the homemade press thing in it. And it didn't like Agnes's mother. I'm a veteran bedwetter.
Yeah,
mother looking all kind of upset.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how being a veteran entitles you to stare at boobs.
We've talked about this before. I hate how Skinner turns into this just weak, pathetic person.
Yeah, we've talked about Skinner with power is so damn good.
Such a good character.
Yeah, and I think when we watched Who Shot Mr. Burns a couple of weeks ago, we saw that glimpse of Skinner, that hotel is a dump and your monopoly is pathetic.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And we used to know this Skinner.
Yeah, he really doesn't shine as much as he used to ever.
Really doesn't.
It's a shame.
My last one was going to be, I probably guess what you're going to say, but what you thought about the Homer drooling and nachos bit.
So this is what we're sort of calling the emotional swing joke, where, he's going between the nachos he dropped and Sarah's boobs, and
then it calls back to it, and he's still going minutes and hours later.
Yeah,
I
don't know. I think this was funny when I was 12.
Yeah, I think I'm the same way. I remember that being funnier, and conceptually I follow his line of thought. But something about it doesn't really land for me anymore.
I think it's that in a real situation, anybody who did that would be such a fucking creep.
Yeah, it's a creepy thing to do.
Yeah.
I feel like there was somewhere else you could go for it. Like he stares, so he trips, he loses his nachos, and is like, well, this is what my lust hath wrought.
Well, or he kind of is sitting there and he's crying and weeping and then digging a little hole to bury them in.
Give me a little funeral.
Yeah.
Little nacho grave and the headstone made out of the box.
The cardboard box. That would have been good.
Nacho Grave is a good pairing of words.
Mexican death metal brand name.
Yes.
Nacho Grave.
This is not your grave. Get your own. Writing it down along with Bob Balaban's Ballad Band.
All right, guys, it's time for my quick fire notes.
Jellyfish, he's got some notes.
I like this quick fire notes music. That could work.
You actually need some, so currently it's just pew, pew, pew.
Yeah. All right. Pew! Marge's opening joke, sorry, I was up all night fishing the drawstring out of Homer's shorts. I thought it was a bit of a lame way they rolled it out, but it is a funny premise because that fucking sucks when that happens.
Oh, yeah, you got to get a sewing needle, and if you don't have one, because you don't... you
got to do that sort of weird shimmy.
Shuffly,
yeah.
Get a safety pin.
Safety pin?
Yeah, you tie it to one end and it's much easier to grip and pull around.
Not bad.
Pew pew.
Pew! Quick fire! What'd you guys think of the dip me lower bit with Homer?
No.
I do like when he falls down, it's just lower. The rest of it was stupid, but I like that final bit.
But I think I would have liked it if they just done it.
Yeah, rather than dragged it out and Marge struggling.
Yeah, I would have liked for just Marge to know that Homer likes being dipped.
Or maybe he dips her and so she doesn't back.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny.
I don't want them to announce it. I think that was the thing. It was
it was so telegraphed.
Yeah.
I did like Homer as kind of a mentor to Flanders in this episode. Oh, come on, Flanders. I mix Twinkies and ding-dongs all the time. In Europe, they call it a dinky.
I do like that.
Although, I gotta say, I've been to America. I've tried Twinkies and ding-dongs and ho-hos. They're all fucking disgusting.
What about snowballs? I was thinking that bit in Zombieland. Snowballs! Snowballs!
Oh, Twinkie!
But have you guys tried any of those?
Yeah, Twinkies are very synthetic.
Yeah.
I honestly can't remember if I have. I swear I must have. But
Maybe you don't remember because you fell into like a diabetic coma
also
straight
possible.
after.
It's so possible.
Sugar.
Because, it's the taste of preservative and sugar.
Yeah.
Fool, you cannot harm a Twinkie.
He's right. I don't think I've digested it yet.
No, it'll stay with you forever.
It's part of me now.
Yeah.
But in that same scene, Homer had a weird thing about Marge where, like, she tried changing me and she realized she couldn't, and then part of her died and she doesn't even try.
Yeah, it feels weird to go to the sad side of their relationship in a generally positive episode.
Yeah, and everyone gets what they want. Like, really? Everyone got what they wanted. So,
Everyone.
like,
Yeah.
everyone's just sad.
Yeah, that wasn't great. When Rainier Wolfcastle is at their dinner and she goes, "You're so jealous. You were even jealous of John Lovitz." Oh, come on. No one misses a handshake that badly.
Yeah.
I did like that.
Yeah, especially because John Lovitz is a fucking sleaze and deserves any derision that he gets.
Although he did, like, punch Andy Dick out, so...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey.
but also he punched Andy Dick out. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he punched
Okay.
Andy Dick out because of the you know what I'm talking about.
I like in Ned's fantasy how Rod and Todd are Jewish producers.
Yeah.
I gotta start with, "Hi, Daddy, baby."
Yeah. We're producers now. And Jewish.
Yay! No! I love how Wiggum pulls them over to give her his headshots.
I do like his.
And this is as me as Eleanor
This is a
Roosevelt.
greaser, and here is the Emperor of China and Eleanor Roosevelt, and that's just me with an eye patch. I don't do TV.
Yeah, he's already setting his limits.
But you meet people like that, and it's like, that's not how this works.
Yeah. And my final note is Ned says the old adage, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? And Homer's like, Flanders, I'm always ready to talk about free milk. And if we're talking about cookies, that just sweetens the deal.
Yeah.
That was just some great Homer being a shitty mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah, just you mentioned milk. I assume there's cookies.
Yeah. All right, guys, it is time to rank this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, can you kick it off?
I think my immediate reaction was bronze.
Yeah?
I don't know if I love it enough to go higher because there's a few things in it that kind of bring it down. It is dated quite a bit now. It's fine. I'd watch it again. I don't know if I like love it enough to move it into into the next category of ranking.
It's not silver great for you? It's just good bronze?
I don't think I have enough that I can talk about that I'll really love that I can really give it silver.
All right, so it's a bronze?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going for silver, and I hope, nostalgia isn't affecting me too much because I thought this episode was a good time. There are some obvious flaws with it, but ultimately I thought it did way more good than bad. I thought it brought an interesting new twist on Ned's post-Maud story, and yeah, the low points just didn't drag it down too much for me, but ultimately it is a teens episodes with some problems. Dated, I think, is a big issue with it. So silver for me. BT, round us off.
I'm pretty sure I'm actually on Jordan's side in this. It's good, and I kind of want to go a little bit above to a silver, but I think I'm just going to stick to the bronze. A solid bronze, a very sturdy, shiny bronze. I mean, a few more laugh-out-loud moments, this might have kicked it up for me. I think the plot here is stronger than a lot of the others we see from this kind of run.
Yeah.
But I just feel like maybe there's a few more jokes could have been done. My guts know where they are, and they're saying a definite bronze. Very solid bronze, very good, shiny, newly minted bronze. But a bronze nonetheless.
Bronze nonetheless. All right, well, that'll be a shiny bronze all around. This will be joining such episodes as Simpson Tide, Natural Born Kisses, when Marge and Homer start getting into outdoor sex. What are some ones we've done together? Day of the Jackanapes, the Sideshow Bob hypnotizing Bart one.
Oh, yeah.
Spelling as Fast as I Can, also
Yeah.
from season 14.
Yep. On the same disc even.
On
Yeah.
The Book Job with Neil Gaiman, Saga of Carl, where we go to Iceland, Barthood, where they do Boyhood, but it's
Yeah.
Bart instead. There Will Be Buds from season 28, and aforementioned from tonight, Springfield Splendor, the one where Marge and Lisa do a graphic novel together.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I think that's actually
It's roughly, maybe a little touch above those, but not too much higher. So the top of that pile, maybe.
it's definitely in the
Towards the
right
top.
general
Yeah,
area.
I agree.
All right, guys, that's it for the teens episode, and it's time for our classic episode of the evening. We're going all the way back to season 4, and this will be New Kid on the Block.
I don't know which one this is yet. That's exciting.
You were just a little bit older enough to grow a teenage mustache.
Yeah.
Go with that with you in a second.
Friend.
We won't be needing this anymore.
And And we are back, and we just watched our classic and final episode for the evening. This was Season 4, Episode 8, New Kid on the Block. It was first released in November of 92, and it was written by Conan O'Brien.
Hey,
wow, yay.
Team Coco.
So yeah, big fans of Conan O'Brien, and one of the few episodes that he's been credited with writing of The Simpsons. And in this episode, Bart falls head over heels for his new neighbor, Laura Powers. And in the B story, Homer goes to an all-you-can-eat fish restaurant but does not get all that he can eat.
Gasp.
Guys, what did you think?
I love this episode. I knew it was the Laura Powers one, but I completely forgot about the B story, and it's one of my favorite B stories in all of Simpsons. I love this episode so much, and I'm so glad I was here to review it.
Me too. I didn't remember it being this good, but there are so many memorable moments peppered throughout this whole thing.
Yeah, so many bits that kind of like when we did Who's Your Mr. Burns Part 2, where we're like, oh, it's from this one, it's from this one. It's similar moment from here. There's so many things where I'm like, oh, I forgot it's from this one.
Yeah.
Like just little things, like little jokes that you can't say, like Don Quixote, like without like, and just like this is the episode. Like there's so many of those.
Yeah, so many in the second half as well.
Oh,
I'm sitting there, I know this one, and then I kind of just quietly notice, hey, is there a really big stupid smile on my face?
Let's kick it off with the jokes. BT, for better or worse, what is just one joke that stood out to you?
Oh, fuck you. All right. Oh,
so
geez.
hard.
I'm going to go with one that I feel like might have been cut from Australian syndication because it starts off and then naturally watching TV and it's like some dating show. It's like, so Ronaldo, which of these women said, he's so sexy, I'd like to have sex with him?
That's right. Well, I got to be honest, I've already had sex with all three of them.
Yeah, it's true, he did. But I'm going to have to go with Shasta because she liked making bacon on the beach. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then Homer's little thought bubble fantasy of actually making bacon on a beach.
I love his beach outfit is like these black granny panty Speedos and a chef's hat. Like, it's so good.
And I think it's just a good little play on the early 90s sexualization of television.
Yeah. Jordan, what's a joke that stood out to you for better or worse?
It's so hard to pick because so many of them I quote. The one I think I'll just go with for the moment is the fact that like Bart just sits there watching his dad get plastered to the point where he's like, so I said, you want that money? Well, you have to come find it because I don't know where it is.
You baloney.
You make me want to rash.
This whole scene is excellent. Just Homer, way to avoid the birds and the beanstalk by getting way too lost in your metaphor.
Like a refrigerator about 6 foot. We were just doing it. 6 foot tall, 300 pounds.
Unknowingly did two bits from the same episode, just in conversation.
They make ice.
They make ice.
No, a woman is more like a beer. They smell good. They look good. You'd step over your own mother to get one.
But one isn't enough. Once you've had one drunk woman, you want to have another one.
You want to drink another woman.
Just perfect comedy written in this episode. So a joke that stood out to me was we've got an unintentional theme as well from just the last episode of Zookeeper.
Oh, yeah.
And time back into the refrigerator. Zookeeper, those two monkeys are killing each other.
Having sex.
Oh?
Yeah, like, I think you should learn about sex the way I learn about it.
Yeah.
You sure?
Like, just the idea that this is the way that Homer learned about sex explains a lot.
Yeah. I also like that Marge has found out how he knows about it. So you can imagine there was probably an awkward situation of, what are you doing?
Homer, who taught you about
It's like, like most people at the zoo. Well, as you know, Homer, I do have the normal appetites.
Right. Just want to make sure we're not talking about food.
No.
Right, loud and clear. I'm talking about sex, right?
Yes.
And he's like, I read you loud and clear after like clarifying about 3 times. And also there's something I made to tiptoe around. He's just bungling this.
Yeah. I do love his follow-up. Oh, good. Glad you remembered. Would have been awkward then.
Yeah.
I know, I'm glad one of us remembered. Like, oh my God. And he goes, and yes, I do want to be fixed up with one of your friends as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, you don't want to be anywhere with any of her. Well, maybe Carl. But yeah.
Carl and Lenny would be all right. BT, what is a story moment from this episode that stood out to you?
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna point to a mildly traumatic watching Bart get his heart ripped out.
Oh,
because as a
man.
kid and like the whole color palette changes and you're like, what's happening to the Simpsons? And
Yeah.
just that ominous, you have been eating this and just
I like how this is like a really good contrast to the previous dream sequence, and this is kind of the nightmare version.
That's a really good point, because
Yeah,
the
it's
other
all
one,
very soft blues and whites.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
Reds and
pinks.
purples and yeah.
it's very dark, and the way the shadowing is so heavy, and that heart as it slides down and leaves a blood trap.
Yeah, I really like those two together, and I had completely forgotten about the first one where they start
me
dancing,
too.
but the way it fades in and out and kind of it comes back into the scene and everything, it's really good.
But I like the heart rate bit because it's where you're like, okay, so he likes us. What do we want to do with this? Obviously, she has no choice because he's much younger.
Yeah.
But it's a good little development. It makes him jealous, but also wanting to prove himself. It really drives a lot of the second half, and you feel really bad for him because I think we can all identify a little bit with the crush Bart has.
Absolutely.
Especially, I really like when we in the lead into the first dream sequence. He's like, "Come on, I can teach you to dance." And it's just, "Come on, put your hand on my hip." He's like, "Okay."
That little bit of a vocal pop there.
Where it's just like, no, I'm not gonna, just gonna put my hand on a woman now.
Because you can tell, like, and later on when he's nervous as well, she says to meet in the thing, he's like, "I please to aim."
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I swear I never noticed that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was so great as he was giddy and falling in love with her. And that moment with the heart ripping out just really sells the emotional turn that he's about to have for the rest of the episode and really make the audience feel his anger and pain. And I think that's a good thing that they spent a good 10, 15 seconds showing his emotions artistically.
Yeah.
Because I think compared to other love interests that Bart has had, people like Jessica Lovejoy or whatever, they're quite different to him. Like, you know, she's a lot more evil, or that one in the Good, Bad, and the Drugly, I can't remember. She's like too good for him, whereas Laura is like just a kind of a more centered version of him, almost like still into all the pranks and stuff. And that's why it's almost more upsetting, because he's so in love with her, obviously.
And I absolutely believe her at the end when she says, if you just had a bad teenage mustache and if you were a little
I'd go out with
older-
you in a second. Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely believe her, because they do just seem like they were two perfect people a few years apart.
And it's kind of the acknowledgement of like, I can kind of see you have a crush. And it's kind of a way of not destroying that, but just telling him no, but in the nicest way humanly possible, I think.
Yeah.
Just to quickly bring it up, because we saw Shape of Water the other day. So this is an Oscar-nominated film that also drifts into a dance sequence to explain a character's feelings.
Yep.
The Simpsons did it better. I honestly think when she's teaching him to dance and he drifts off into that, I honestly think it's better than Shape of Water. Oscar-nominated film.
Yeah, fuck you, Guillermo.
I mean, it's still a good
That's fair
movie.
enough.
No,
but,
it was an excellent movie, but that scene was just fucking out of nowhere. Have you seen it yet, Jordan?
I haven't, no.
Oh, okay. You'll know. You'll know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought the actual dance sequence was like a callback to when Marge and Jacques did it in the bowling episode. And then whatever that was referencing before it, I forgot.
Yeah, we looked it up, but I can't remember anymore.
Listen to our previous episode where we covered that, listeners, and then you will find out. And rate us and review us on iTunes.
What was the name of the guy who fought the windmills? You know?
Don Quixote.
No, that wasn't it.
No, it was Don Quixote.
Yeah. I really think you're talking about the character Don Quixote.
Fine, I'll look it up.
I'm wondering if I'm the first person to make that joke.
Well, who was it?
Never mind.
Jordan, what's a story moment that stood out to you?
You know what? I think it's the bond that they form very quickly.
Yeah.
Because obviously she was down in the basement seeing him kind of prank Lisa. Oh my God. Did you have older siblings that ever did that eye thing to you?
Oh, yeah.
My brother used to do it. And I
Creepy
hated
as
it.
fuck.
Hated it. But she's obviously seen him prank. So she's like, hey, I'm going to play a prank on him too. And it's fine. And the fact that they bond so quickly that Dolph and Kearney come up to them. And immediately they're like trying to be all flirty. And she immediately takes kind of like Bart's side and you know, makes fun of them and stuff. And it's really nice to see that they have like a really good relationship straight off the bat.
Yeah.
And they seem to get each other. And I really like the way that their friendship develops. And obviously Bart is in love and she can't really do more than that. But I just love their arc together.
And it's just like they're juvenile together as well. You know, they're doing the Hertz donut, the wet willy, the
fortune telling. Yeah.
You know, all this stupid shit that we used to do in primary school.
Yeah.
They smell the cheese.
Yep.
That's true.
Want a cupcake and...
Yeah. And I know I've said that chick's messing with our minds, several times.
Well, see, what I loved about this scene was, like, Kearney comes up and, like, tries to flirt with her and go, hey, why don't you stick that finger in my ear? Or can I stick my finger in your ear?
I think it's stick it in my ear.
Why does he want that?
It's a bad line.
Yeah, and
because Kearney is so desperate for any kind of female attention that he'll take a wet willy.
Yeah.
And again, he does have a kid already.
Yeah, well,
he hasn't gotten any action
scenes. How do you think he got it?
Yeah, fair enough.
From getting someone to stick a finger in his ear. That's how it happens.
According to the monkeys.
And at the end as well, like, it comes back full circle when they're doing the prank call to Mo and everything.
Yep. Oh, that is beautiful, that bit.
Yeah. It's kind of cute as well because it's something that Bart can teach her. Like, that's his specialty.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. In the beginning, he's trying to check all the things like, do you know a hurt stoner? Do you know what a wet willy is? In the end, he gets to teach her a new prank.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd like to think that was her line. She wanted to do Ivana Tinkle.
No, he feeds it to her. She's
like, Tinkle,
that's right.
first name. Okay, Ivana.
Oh, that's a good point. And just while we're mentioning it, the other Moe's joke in this episode was Amanda Hug and Kiss.
Why can't I find Amanda Hug and Kiss? Maybe your standards are too high. It's so good. I love that line.
It's perfect. Well, I'm going to say the story moment that stood out to me was the B story. So Homer and the fish restaurant and fucking poor Marge the whole time.
Yeah, sorry, ma'am, everything has fish in it. Even the bread, yes.
Well, I've got some Tic Tacs.
Excellent choice.
I do love this as well, especially because the delivery of the line is where it's like, the bread, does that have much fish in it? He's like, yes. Yes, it does. Yeah. Well done. Well spotted.
We've worked really hard on that.
Yeah, I just want to point out poor Marge, because she went through so much for Homer here. Not only did she go out till 3 a.m. to look for another all-you-can-eat
went
fish
to a restaurant where she couldn't eat anything.
Yeah.
Then drove around to 3 a.m.
And then went fishing. So has she eaten it all tonight?
Tic Tacs.
Because the thing is, when Homer's getting dragged out and then he rushes back in, she's still just sitting there, like, so tired and just like, I just want to go home. But the thing is, that second bit where she confesses, like, what they did, I think, you know what, this is an example of Lionel Hart's actually being a competent attorney.
And just while we're there, Lionel Hart's in his part in the B story. Phil Hartman, goddamn, R.I.P., you did amazingly in this episode.
Yep.
Does this sound like a man who's had all he could eat?
No, that could have been me.
This is as great as injustice as when I sued the film The Never-Ending Story.
Oh, yeah. I don't use the word hero very often. But Homer Simpson, you are the greatest American hero ever.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I actually was going to say a joke for worse for me. Okay, I kind of liked, didn't your husband once eat 10 pounds of flour? I didn't mind it, but
yeah,
also,
when there was no other food available, yeah.
But the joke I didn't like was the pizza being delivered into the courtroom.
All right, it's quick, so it's not like
It's at least quick, and I mean, they throw back to it later when they're delivering the verdict and eating it. But I don't know. I thought it was
yeah. I mean, it didn't really like super add anything to the story. It was just more to show Homer's gluttony.
Yeah.
But then Springfield versus Kris Kringle. Let me just show you how much shrimp Homer Simpson also had. There's just all those bags, those huge bale bags.
1,800 letters, all addressed to Santa Claus.
So good.
a couple of quick throws I want to do. So during the ad for the Frying Dutchman, it's got Captain Callus walking up to Bugger. Didn't even know what meaning more iced tea. Okay.
Yeah. This was actually probably my favorite sea captain in this episode.
He is so good.
He had so many beautiful lines in this.
And just the other one where they're about to throw him out. It's like, that man ate a last ship and 2 plastic lobsters.
Yeah. 7 bells, time for leaving. Fairly warned, be thee, says I. I've used that plenty of times. And I've also used the... 'Twas a moonless light, black as pitch. When out of the mist walked a beast more stomach than man.
Hey.
just open anything with that.
Yeah.
In fact, on your Tinder profile, just start with that.
Yeah.
It was a moonless night, black as pitch, went out of the mist, and then however you feel like completing
Come see bottomless Pete, nature's cruelest mistake.
Come for the freak, stay for the food.
He's hideous. I heard they shaved a gorilla.
And again, Marge just shielding her face.
Come on.
Oh, why did she have, poor thing? Why did she have to be there? Yeah, this is what I want to point as a difference between the last episode is Captain McAllister, and so many times in the Teens Era episodes, he's just there to make a sea joke or a gay joke or a gay at sea joke. And this one, he was like poetic and talked about the ships.
100% nautical all the time.
Yeah.
Although, Captain McAllister, is it true you're not actually a real captain?
Yeah, well, he also has a lot of inconsistencies.
Yeah.
It's like in the same episode when they get all the springs and Homer flushes them, he's got the line, "Yar, not a looker among them." But later on, same episode, goes, "How did you miss that huge boat?" "Ah, 2 glass eyes." It's like, what are you, man?
Yeah.
I hate the sea and everything in it.
I do love that. I've said that plenty of times.
So yeah, definitely in our highlights of Captain McAllister playlist.
Oh, yeah.
Play count. How many times before tonight do you think you've seen this episode?
All I can eat.
All I can eat. Yeah. The more than there are grains of sand in the sea.
I'd say
17.
more than there are letters to Santa Claus. Yeah, I've seen this a whole bunch. I remember this in syndication over and over again.
Yeah.
I had a massive crush on Laura back in the day too.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that before or after you watched Roseanne?
I'd say this kind of blurs in the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it feels like it happened around the same time.
Early 90s was
Yeah.
probably,
I'd chance a bet that the Channel 10 programming block actually had these two back to back at some point.
Yeah. Yeah,
As in The
Roseanne was
Simpsons.
10, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, we loved that show. We used to tape it. And even my brother, he had a massive crush on Sarah Gilbert back in the day. And may as well mention, the guest stars for this episode. We had Sarah Gilbert from Roseanne, who played Darlene, that's it. That's right. My brother even had a rat named Darlene.
Aww.
Kind of mildly insulting.
Yeah. Rats are intelligent.
Yeah, I know, but it's also still a rat.
fair
Synonymous with disease and
That's true.
filth and witchcraft.
But yeah, she knocked it out of the park in this episode.
The only criticism I had was her laughs were a little bit staged. Like,
Yeah.
obviously they were staged, but it was kind of, they felt really fake.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's hard to, like, stage laugh.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, I can't judge because I
yeah.
can't do it.
Let's
but
give it a shot. Ha, 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 ha.
Wait. Hold on. No, screw it. I know, I'm trying to do my Wizzo laugh.
Yeah, you got to lean into it.
Ha
Wow, that's
what
a crazy
story.
story, Mark.
Anyway, how is your sex life?
Sarah Rosa, did you guys watch that show much? Just
Yeah.
brief
No.
detour?
I did.
I didn't know about the really depressing ending until like a year ago.
Well, they
Yeah.
really went off handle in the last couple of seasons.
Which is a shame, but I don't know how it holds up. I haven't seen it
No.
since I was a kid.
Don't worry, it's coming back, apparently.
Oh, yeah, I
What?
heard that.
See,
Yeah.
Roseanne was responsible for me thinking that John Goodman was Tom Arnold for like the longest time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm like, she's married to Tom Arnold. I'm like,
Oh,
oh, right,
right.
yeah, she's
Exactly,
married to
yeah.
Tom Arnold.
Yeah.
Who also wears flannel all the time.
Yeah.
It's weird, though, the things you believe when you're a kid. When I was a kid, I thought George and Newman were the same person. It was just George in a fat suit.
Oh, okay.
Because
Interesting.
to be
Interesting.
fair, they do kind of have a similar,
Yeah,
like, squinty
glasses
face.
And,
Yeah.
yeah. But
It
also
could be-
one has hair.
Yeah, but a fat suit. They could also be a hair suit.
They could be brothers.
Oh,
Mm.
maybe they are. Detoured. Guest stars, yeah. Sarah Gilbert, she was amazing. She's also got that cute lisp like that Joan Cusack.
Gillian Anderson.
Like a
Yep.
quarter lisp kind of thing, yeah.
Who's the one that was in the big Holly Hunter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that lisp.
Like it's
Mhm.
almost an accent kind of lisp. I don't know what it is. But
Yeah, it's like all back of the cheeky. It's so cute. And Pamela Reed, prominent voice actor, played Ruth Powers.
Did she always play Ruth? Because I feel like she sounded different here.
Yeah, she's been
Yeah.
Ruth in every single appearance. Of
Then
her
I'm
in The
having
Simpsons.
hallucinations.
Even the gym junkie one, the steroid one. Wow.
Yep, all her. And also Phil Hartman, of course,
Yeah.
as Lionel Hutz, who we
Yep.
love.
So fucking good.
So what about some more impactful moments? What's stuck with you over the years, quotes and things?
ho. Das Butt.
Yeah. I love that there like gives you the idea that there is like a porn parody of Das Boot. Like
Yeah.
I like the idea that this town's wishing that
Wagon-
welcome
wagon.
Well, I didn't think about until this one, but yeah, where the term welcome basket has porn in it.
Yeah. Go get a beer. Here's some porn.
It was very Springfield, yeah.
Very much so.
Especially the line of "This is for the man of the house," which I suppose
is,
you. Fantastic.
I feel like if we talk about anything next, we have to talk about going to see Grandpa for advice.
Yes.
Which again, I forgot was in this in a second.
Yeah.
What a fucking home run of a scene.
Hey, can your grandpa do this? Hey, hey. Yeah, but then to be backed up with, you remember my birthday. And his grandpa's got that twinkle in his eye. Like,
Yeah.
Sure, here's a bus schedule. Ooh, it fits in my pocket.
He's so appreciative of any love because obviously the rest of the family
Oh,
forgot.
yeah, absolutely. But then to wrap it up with, have you ever had a crush on an older woman? I had a crush on the oldest woman.
I love that. Then she fell in love with that Guinness Records crowd.
Yeah.
I wore a 15-pound beard of bees for that woman, but it wasn't enough. Also, I had to look up, here's a photo of her delivering UB Blake. UB Blake was born in 1887.
Oh, wow.
So she was old enough, probably say 20, maybe 1967. So
Wow.
1967 plus 120.
That's a good research joke right there.
Yeah.
I know, but I think I've thought that line every time I've had a shot with someone that didn't work out. Like, I wore a 15-pound beard of bees for that one.
When I was younger, I actually had the reverse of, oh, Bart, you remembered my birthday, where my grandfather popped round on my birthday, and I'm like, oh, Granddad, you remembered my birthday? And he goes, yeah, here's a bag of shopping. And it was just like corn and Vegemite and sardines. And he just literally gone to the shops to pick up a few things and was stopping by and just gave me his groceries.
That's lovely, though. What'd you do with the cord? Did you dip it in the Vegemite?
Yeah.
I remember being excited about the Vegemite. I love Vegemite.
Well, that's good. He got you what you loved.
Get some sardines, yeah.
I realize there's another Captain McAllister quote.
Yeah?
"'Tis no man, 'tis a remorseless eating machine."
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, he had so much great dialogue. But did this feel like an episode of The Simpsons?
You know it did.
100 times, yes.
Yeah, everything's on point here. Were there any wacky moments in this episode?
So many. There's a bit where he hasn't washed his hand for like ages, right? I noticed as well, like Santa's little helper, like they stage it really well. Like he's not in the shot and he gets up and he jumps onto the couch next to Lisa and like crosses his paws, which I thought was super cute.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then, getting stuck like super glue to your dog by
Maybe
bubblegum.
it's time I washed my hand.
And your dog being able to carry you and pull you through like a greyhound with like not a lot of bulk on him. Yeah, pretty wacky, but so funny.
Through the years, that always reminded me, anytime anyone said, I'll never wash these hands, it's like, that's the first thing that always comes to mind.
Oh, absolutely. The moose from Northern Exposure is eating their garbage.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to ask, so that is the music to Northern Exposure.
Yep.
There you go, 90s references.
I know. I also like the rotting jack-o'-lanterns outside.
Yeah. I was going to say, how are there 4 years worth still, like, two of them are still recognizable? Yeah.
It shows a pattern. We got to remember this for the playlist, Rotten Jack-o'-lanterns playlist.
Oh, yeah.
Pair this with the ballet Homer Debt episode, Patty and Selma.
Other wacky things. Jimbo...
Yeah.
flushing Bart down the toilet and Skinner just standing outside, even though there's another stall right beside. Yeah, you've been flushing for 20 minutes. Is everything okay? Yes, Principal Skinner.
I'll continue to wait.
Poor Bart getting waterboarded for 20 minutes.
I think it's called a swirly.
That's a swirly. Waterboarding is different.
Yeah, but it's like teenage waterboarding.
Yeah,
it's like
the equivalent.
Entry-level waterboarding.
I just want to know what like the end game was, because at some point they're going to have to come out.
Yeah.
And Principal Skinner is going to be there waiting.
He's just going to flush this nerd as long as it takes.
And he's got his like newspaper there, like ready to read on the toilet.
Yep. Other wackiness, the pals have hired clumsy student movers.
Oh, yes.
What an excellent background. Don't call your attention to a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately have the kid trip over and drop the lamp.
Yep. Oh, no. Oh, Bart gives a babysitter like severe PTSD.
Yeah.
No, put it down, Bart.
Put it down.
Yeah.
This
I look after her now. Yeah, that's so sad.
He's got a history of that, because there's the other one, and it's like, oh, look who's come crawling back. And then
she runs screaming. And
yeah. What was he chasing after in that episode? In a lawnmower or something?
I think it was a lawnmower, yeah.
No, it was just the car. He'd gotten the family car and he was running her down.
Lawnmower, car. As long as you drive it to work. I don't know.
Homer was about to eat a whole bunch of estrogen.
Maybe I'm not getting enough.
I think he was eating estrogen.
Yeah.
I do like coat hangers, expired medicine. Okay, Homer, stay calm. Get all this stuff into your house.
He trips. He's like, Homer, you're not listening.
Oh, God. Homer was on such top form in this episode. But what about Bart? How was the heart?
Oh, God. torn out and thrown in the garbage.
Oh, man.
That's how the heart.
You really feel for him.
Yeah.
You do. Like, we've talked about how they sort of built it up, but how about, like, how he dealt with it and the jealousy of Jimbo and all that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we know that, like, Jimbo isn't a real man of character.
I mean,
No.
he's bald.
Yeah.
What I liked about when it started, though, was that Jimbo comes and picks Laura up and he goes, "Who's the dork?" And then Laura goes, "Leave him alone. He's just a kid."
Just a kid. Just a kid.
See,
Yeah.
just a kid stuck in Bart's mind more than the dork line did.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really beautiful way of showing that
Yeah.
which one hurt more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, like, because here's him thinking, you know, maybe I've got a chance. And then he gets the double whammy of she's dating someone else.
Yep.
Not only that, she doesn't think I'm worthy of
Yeah.
of dating because I'm too young or I'm just like a child to her.
And yeah, the follow-up of, I'll show her who's just a kid. Bart, time for bed. I played out your Jimmy Jams. Sorry, Jammy Jams.
Yeah. No, we're getting confused because all around the world have different way of saying pajamas. There's the Black Book ones. Girls, don't fight. If you fight, fight nice, like with pillars and Jim Jams.
Yeah.
And just to go back to Bart and Laura as well, their ending, I think it was nice that they sort of had this just friends understanding.
Yeah, it was a very mutual kind of understanding, yeah.
Yeah.
And Bart being mature enough to recognize that and be okay with it is,
Yeah.
like showing he's kind of growing as a person as well.
Yeah, it's like he did get hurt with the just a kid line and he's not letting that go, but he's sort of glad that Jimbo's out of her life now as well because he is just a clod.
Yeah. I mean, look, yeah, he did try and undermine Jimbo, but he didn't. He just basically put him in a situation where he would reveal his true kind of character, I suppose.
As we all know, a knife-wielding maniac
has shown us the way.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, rusty and dull.
Yeah. But yeah, look, I mean, a lot of bullies are cowards.
Yeah.
And he's just showing him for what he was. Oh, man, don't kill me. I wasn't going to kill you.
Yeah.
Just going to cut you a little.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Forget it.
But yes or no?
Yeah.
Totally. What playlist are we putting it in?
Lionel Hutz episodes.
Lionel Hutz.
Mentions of Ruth Powers.
Yep, definitely.
Yep,
the roof. Yeah, because I don't think Laura comes back again.
No, I can't think so.
But romance episodes.
Yep, absolutely.
Good C character ones. Like,
Oh,
with,
yeah,
like,
good
Captain
sea
McAllister.
captain. Yeah.
Sorry, no, I meant C character, but C captain. Yes,
Yeah.
he's a C character, I'll say.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
get it. That was a double.
Yeah.
Dance fantasies.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The two black and white. And I love how the black and white montage ended this time where all these fancy dance moves and whatever, and then wedgie.
Oh, The Simpsons start by watching TV.
Yeah.
Yep.
a classic.
Oh, wow.
I haven't done that one for a while.
Yeah.
Or at least we haven't noticed it in a long
Yeah.
time.
Simpsons in court.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
absolutely. Yeah, appearances of blue-haired lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Lionel Hutz.
Mo prank calls.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I do have a question. So they live at 1094 Evergreen Terrace, but later it's 742.
Yeah, it is 742 Evergreen Terrace, but there was another episode where Bart goes on the ride-along with the cops, and they go, "We've got a problem at 742 Evergreen Terrace."
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so there is a bit of lack of continuity with their address in the early days, but I feel like it's something that they finalised by season 5.
Yeah.
BT, any other notes?
I got a couple. What do you see in Jimbo? He's just a good-looking rebel who plays by his own rules.
That genius.
So when Laura first meets him, he falls down and wakes up. She's beautiful. Say something good. I fell on my bottom. I've literally done this, if you want to hear a quick story.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
So when we were touring through Russia with the Kentucky tour, there was the resident hot Canadian girl.
Yeah.
And at some point, I'm at the bar, and there's all, drunk Russians and a few of the Kaniki people spread around. I'm talking to hot Canadian girl.
Yep.
And, we're kind of chatting awkwardly, and I'm like, try to say something witty, something, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, and this drunk Russian guy kind of walks over and kind of walks up and goes, my friend thinks you're this. And she's like creeped out as shit. I'm like, hey, sorry, buddy, she's actually with me. And he kind of goes, he kind of grabs me in a headlock, like, you're good, man. Slaps me on the back, walks away. And she's like, turns to me, oh, Ben, wow, thanks for that. It was really good. Didn't know what I was going to do there. I'm like, okay, this is your moment. Say something cool. My neck hurts. Back to bravo.
Oh, man.
Oh, dear, I'm sorry.
That's devastating.
It was worth it for the story 10 years later.
You blew it, Calloway.
Yeah.
You blew it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah,
Blew it like a balloon.
that again reminds me of Modern Family. It's like, you know what, honey, those kind of things, that just became a funny story for me to tell at dinner parties. And it's like, how long did it take before it became funny? Oh, God, 10, 15 years. Any other notes?
No, that is me done.
That is you done, Jordan.
Just several quotes that have stuck with me. Like every time I'm like, oh, damn it, I will always now go, sigh. Like, just because of that one real estate dude. We should just agree to pay anything the Whitfields want. That could work. And then you hear the Homer burp. He goes, what was that? And he goes, sigh, like that.
Oh, right.
It's like, I like that because it does tell you this has happened several times already.
Yeah. But I love that, they're just falling into his lap at this point. I'm no good at bargaining or haggling, so we should just pay whatever they want.
I love that Homer like fishes out like half a hot dog from his pool as well and is like going to eat it like, ugh.
Of course he is.
And then that's enough for all of them. Just go, goodbye, and just walk away.
But, I mean, the Winfields are aware of it too. I think it's part of why they're moving. She even says at the start, when you walk by the open window, could you please wear some pants?
No. Or even his line of, I gotta wait out the clock in Florida, huh?
And she's like, yes, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
Again, I've used you talk so nicely to adults. My upbringing was painfully strict, man. Yeah.
Any other notes?
I don't mind. Ask Hef. Lady's choice. Filling the bubble
the
goo.
bubble pipe, yeah.
Which also again comes up in
a couple of times.
Krusty gets cancelled where Bart actually walks around with Hef and he's got that same little bubble pipe. Fuck, I always wanted one of those.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye out for one.
Absolutely.
Is it two guys from Kabul? Sometimes I think you want to fail.
Shut up. That was great.
And then fighting over the phone.
Yeah.
So good.
That they get such little business. The last customers they probably had were the Powers family.
Yeah.
And I love as well that there's sign above the thing says half price food as well. It's like everything is just gotta go.
Yeah.
So did you catch what they were eating? I caught the word lubna. I know what that is.
Yeah. Something al Ghul. I can't remember well.
That's
Ras Al Ghul?
I was about to say Ras Al Ghul.
But lubna is like this beautiful cheese that you guys gotta eat.
See, that's the thing. Yeah, it's like it's a yogurt thing that you kind of squeeze all the moisture out of everything to kind of make hard, like a cheesy yogurt ball.
That's so good.
But it was brown in their thing, and it's definitely like a white.
Oh, yeah.
And
so Conan knows what lubna is, but the animators don't.
No. So that's what's going to be an anal corner is lubna is like a...
What's going to be an anal corner?
Along with... Oh, you having a bath? Yeah, and I wouldn't mind some privacy. But he leaves the door ajar. So, how private does he want it to be? But...
Just a little bit. Not
too.
Some privacy, not all the privacy.
When Jimbo says, who's the dork? Like, he has been terrorizing Bart for so long. He knows exactly who it is.
Yeah, he was the one that was flushing his head.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you're never going to believe it. Now my pants are chafing me.
Yeah, definitely used that line over the years.
Yep.
To no success.
I like I knew that stupid welcome wagon was going to ruin me, but
he's got one beer at a time.
Yeah, one beer. But he's got Barney drinking out of his beer tap constantly and has like a bar tab that NASA has to calculate, and yet it's the one beer from welcome wagon that's going to ruin him. And I just love Mo running with the knife, like holding it above his head with the stabbing motion.
Okay, there it is, F5. Stupid wishing well.
That's right. That was such a great little thing to return to.
And last one. My ceiling mirrors and surveillance cameras capture more than who's going to shoot me.
Yep. That was a great scene in the Quickie Mart as well. Again, showing their bonding as they're playing Escape from Death Row. And the buttons are like, change of venue, plead insanity,
remorse.
If only I pushed the remorse button more times.
I think it's kind of telling as well that she's better at him than quite a few things because it's like, if I'd pressed remorse one time, I would have won. But it's really lovely. The whole arc is really nice.
It's beautiful.
Makes me happy.
All right, it is time for my quick fire notes. When Ruth is complaining to Marge, they're sweet at first, and then you get married and it's all career.
And he's yelling inside his little helper on the hammock. Don't you look at me like that.
So a perfect way to say that Homer is a shit husband joke.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's like, at least he's taking care of the pets. He's not career.
Yeah.
He's maintained sweet. He's just an idiot.
That's right. He's lovable, but he will fight with the dog occasionally.
Who wouldn't?
My hammock, mine.
Oh, I wore my extra loose pants for nothing. Nothing! Yeah. Just, again, beautiful. Like, you'd think that the 50s and 60s exhausted all the pants falling down jokes.
You really would have.
Apparently
And
not.
yet, Simpsons mine a couple more.
Yep. How long was that?
Yep.
You know that dead body behind the mayor's office?
Jimbo killed him?
No, he poked it with a stick. Again, just such juvenile and especially 90s things.
Mm-hmm.
But Bart's reaction is actually one of like, oh my God. Like he puts
Yeah.
his hand up to his
Poked
face
it.
and he's, like,
Stick.
what?
What a rebel that plays by his own rules.
Hey.
And my final note is Mo threatens to Bart over the phone, I am going to ram sausages down your throat and shove...
Starving dogs up your butt.
Yeah, starving dogs.
Yeah.
This is brutal.
Yeah. Just the visual of that is just very upsetting.
Very visceral.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think it is time to rank this thing.
Okay.
Well, gee, I wonder.
Okay.
I wonder.
BT, where are you going?
Yeah, Cubic. I mean, it's not as densely packed with jokes and brilliant hilarity as we've seen in some of the Cubic ones, but it is a really heartfelt story. It's very relatable, and it is really funny. And again, the amount of material that we've all internalized without even knowing which episode it's from is massive on this one. So, for all those reasons and more, this gets a Cubic Zirconia.
Absolutely. Jordan?
These are the cubics of our zirconias. Yeah, that's exactly right. It is a cubic zirconia. That's objective fact. And anyone who disagrees is a moron. No, look, it's so good. And I've forgotten, like I said, that the fact that I remember the Laura Powers part of this episode and go, oh, this is a great episode, and completely forget that it's the Frying Dutchman one too. It's just a double whammy with such, like, that brings all the great lines and everything while the story is really the driver for the A plot. And yeah, I just love it. I really love this episode.
Well, and just jumping on that, I forgot to mention before, Marge and Homer were going to court in one scene, giving Laura another reason to babysit, as well as the other one of them going to the Frying Dutchman. So they actually tied together without tying together in that way.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm giving it a cubic zirconia as well. And in my little side index of episodes that we haven't done yet, I've listed this as a gold, and I can't believe how wrong I am.
I could almost say that. It is such a well-driven story that I think... And then, you forget how many iconic things happen in it.
Absolutely, because I guess in my memory I just thought, oh, this is the Laura Powers episode. Yeah, you got the little heart throwing against the wall. But no, this is just masterful writing in this episode where they just build it up and satisfy everything so perfectly that this is one that I just can't give a cubic zirconia. Even though it's not as iconic as a lot of our other cubic zirconia, I think it's absolutely deserving of it.
Did you hear that too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hear what?
You said, I just can't give it a cubic zirconia. It's
Yeah.
so I think you mean can't not.
God damn it.
I must. Just edit in. I must give this a cubic zirconia.
Well, we can have that one for the deleted scenes, and I'll take it again. There's just no way I could give this anything else but a cubic.
Take 3.
There's just no way I could have given this episode anything else but a cubic zirconia. God damn it! It's
Take
just
4.
no. I was going with that one.
Cubic zirconia. Yes.
Yeah, there's just no way I could have given this episode anything else but a cubic zirconia. It's just too perfect. It's just so much to love. And yes, I am saying this is essential to the Simpsons experience, and it seems we're all saying that.
Hurrah!
All right, and that'll be a unanimous cubic zirconia all around. This will be our 27th unanimous cubic zirconia.
Wow.
Nice.
Well done, Conan.
Absolutely. And
Someone let him know.
And his other episode, Marge versus the Monorail, also got a unanimous cubic zirconia from our panel. And other episodes that'll be joining is Homer the Heretic, Homer at the Bat, Lisa's Pony, Homer the Great, Bart Sells His Soul, Homer the Smithers, Brother from Another Series, Lemon of Troy, Who Shot Mr. Burns Part 1 and 2, Boy Scouts in the Hood, Cape Fear, This episode list is just a real great time right now.
Oh,
yeah. I'm having a great time just hearing you list them off. Going, what a great episode.
Yep.
Oh, it's just another great episode.
I remember
obviously.
That. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Although I'm a little surprised Bart Sells His Soul got in there.
Yeah.
Oh, you watch it and it's...
I feel like it's one of those ones that when I watch it, it'll be like, oh, of course.
Because, that was when you were still letting people choose. I was like, I need to do that one because that's my favorite episode and I need to see it now.
You know, that is actually another one that I'd listed as a gold leading up to it. And then watching it, I was like, I can't give this episode anything less. There is just so much perfect about it. And there's even a YouTube video, I think one of you shared it with me recently, where they deconstruct the Bart on his bike and the street sweeper runs it over joke.
Yeah.
Just why it is so funny. And there's like 10 layers of funny in that joke.
Yeah. Before Raphael was Raphael, yeah.
Absolutely. So Bart Sells His Soul absolutely deserves to be up there.
I'm just kind of, I haven't seen it for so many years. I'm curious to check it out.
And it also reminds me of the episode we did last week, The Last Temptation of Homer, the Mindy episode. I didn't expect that one to be a cubic zirconia, but damn, it's just, these episodes are just too perfect.
You always seem to get filled with, like, singing episodes.
It's fun.
Homer loves Mindy. That bit.
No, I was thinking about the, Mindy. Oh, no, Margie. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, that about wraps it up for episode 72 of the Simpsons Index. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you for joining me, BT.
It's sweaty in here.
It is. Jordan, thank you.
It's Petty. Tom Petty. Oh, no. I'm sorry, Tom Petty. No.
It's regretty in here.
Yeah, it's super. Oh, Mum's spaghetti.
And I'm your host, Elliot Jay O'Neill. Check us out on Twitter at Simpsons Index. That's all the mustard in the house. Thank you for checking out the Simpsons Index podcast. Don't forget to go to www.thesimpsonsindex.com for the spreadsheet and information about upcoming episodes.
And for today's extra content...
Hello, my name is Elliot Jay. All right, and we just... what do I usually say?
And we are back. And we just watched season, episode, name...
Mr. Black.
Cool. You know the basic structure.
Yeah, I've done like 80 of these. And I've only done 72.
In this episode. Sorry.
How did this feel? It's time to rank this thing.
Guys, what did you think?
I need a little Elliot like drawstring.
Yeah.
An Elliot soundboard app.
Yep.
And then they hand you a Canadian Club. And you're like...
Canadian Club's all right.
I'm not even a member.
Sugar garbage.
Yeah, but I mean, gets you drunk.
Eventually.
We're looking at an end game here.
Maybe if you distilled it.
Yeah, get the whiskey out of the sugar.
Yeah.
And have that.
Yeah.
And then have their maple syrup.
It wasn't sugary enough.
Yep.
Actually, that's what Canadian Club is. Just regular whiskey and maple syrup, probably.
Fermented maple syrup.
Pretend that doesn't sound great. Pretend.
I would drink a maple syrup liqueur.
Yeah, if
Hell
someone's like, here's like a shot of maple syrup and whiskey, I'm like, yeah.
Fuck, I'm going to go home and do that.
Later,
the Simpsons Index are going to Canada.
That's all the syrup in the house. Yeah.
There is a live caterpillar trying to escape your room.
Hey, you get back to work.
Larry.
God damn. Why caterpillars? They're all like, oh, they're a great diversity hire. No, they're not.
They don't contribute to the podcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
They crawl away from the mic very slowly.
Oh, so annoying.
Get more beer.
And all those weird, like, fantasy football websites that were...
I thought that was funny because there were a while there, especially because I'm a big podcast listener, that all of them were sponsored by fantasy football things.
Really? I still don't even know how that works, and I don't want to find out.
Oh, they're just basically betting apps for your phone, but it's tied in with fantasy football.
Yeah, I still don't know what that is, and if you're listening carefully back to this audio, I said I didn't want to find out.
Sorry.
I'm kidding.
So what
kidding.
happens is... No.
Speaking of, where's Larry? Is he still around, or is he about to fire yet?
Oh, he's up on the wall. Look.
Oh, you go, Larry. You keep trying. And bring more beer.
Larry, what the fuck? And look, having been to fetish stores, it's true. There's a lot of leather sold in fetish and stores, but
they move cow.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she had that weird relationship with Woody Allen.
Yeah, I don't
Who
know.
has a normal relationship with Woody Allen? It's not possible.
No, it's true.
I seen a dude once that was actually pretty well dressed, and he was going around picking up cigarette butts in Newtown and putting them in rolling paper and like rolling them again.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's how he afforded that fine suit. Thrift.
That's it. He's actually like the IKEA guy. He's a millionaire, but he still takes the bus to work and stuff
be.
like that.
Oh, he died recently, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
And we all made jokes about assembling coffins.
Yeah.
Our IKEA.
He got turned into a flat pack.